And we're live. Sup everyone, this is Game Player episode 43. I really need a ghost here, cause he is a COD player or someone like Body or Persona. But hey, we all have our 60 kills no scope hat on tonight. Okay, let's introduce our panel member. First up, Innate, how are you and what you be playing?
Um, yeah, not too bad. Feeling a little out of it today, but yeah, I played the Quarry
Oh,
with
okay.
Morgan. We beat that. Um,
Did you
it was
enjoy
all
it?
right. No, not really. It was all right.
Damn.
It's funny. It's funnier because we were playing together, so we were just talking shit about the cast the whole time, and that's the part that made it great. Um, and then honestly, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Live a Live. So I've been going back and forth between the two.
You're
I'm
still
like,
not done with Live and Live?
nah, man, it's so you got to understand something about Live a Live. There's certain things, right? There's intricacies that are different per life that you live, right? And if you want to do it or get it done a certain way, it certain chapters are way more complicated than others.
Okay.
So yeah, like if you just rush through them and don't care what happens, like yeah, you could probably be done with it. But I mean, like I said, I was also playing the Quarry and whatnot as well. So um, yeah, it
Did,
was like I said,
did you play the Japan level already? There's
no,
the chapter.
that's next.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
one that is that's the
exactly.
one that's in complicated. Yeah,
Yeah, that's also why I put it on hold for a moment because I got a bit frustrated with that one.
yeah. So yeah, actually, I have I have the guide for it that advised me beforehand, and like it explains like why you can't do certain things in the
Mhm.
first playthrough and a bunch of other stuff. Like it's considerably more complicated than the rest of them. So it's interesting though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it's been
Okay.
great. And Xenoblade's been really good.
Weep, how are you? What you been playing?
I'm good. I'm playing Sword and Fairy Together Forever still.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I saw you already planted it, so
Yep.
no spoilers.
No, no
But
spoilers. Would never do so. But how far are you in the game?
I've met my fourth party member, so I don't know if any more, but
Okay.
I,
Gotcha.
I, I just did the Metal Gear section.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean I'm enjoying it so far. I'm kind of surprised the because it only has the Chinese voice track that it grew on me so quickly.
Working well,
Um,
eh?
yeah. I mean it's you do sort of feel like it doesn't matter which language it is.
Yep.
Anime characters are anime characters, right?
I mean,
Because
for the most part, and lip syncing sometimes is off, but for the rest, it's a fun game.
yeah,
Do you
they
have
kind of feel like that. Yeah, good.
do you have an issue when you are running and all of a sudden you go inside a room and then all of a sudden it stops running for you?
Yeah, I noticed that, and it took me. I think it's like in a village. There's like a section where when you go to where you can buy food, that you can run there.
Nice.
I
A
had
tip for you: just try running again and it will run.
yeah. I figured it out as well. Like I thought
Okay,
initially I couldn't run inside, but then it turned out you can run. Just have to run again.
just so irritating. Also, my other tip for you: don't focus on collectible just now. At some point, you're gonna get almost like an equipment, that allows you to see all the what's called collectibles in the entire area.
So I just explore everything and pick up everything as I go
Yeah,
along.
trust me. As much as you explore, you're gonna miss out on a few ones. So
Uh,
backtracking is important if you wanna get the platinum.
but I'm again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I already at the point in the story where I feel like, okay, things are probably not as they seem. I'm suspecting some people to turn out to be evil after all.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
enjoy the story. We're gonna have a
yeah.
conversation about it later.
All right.
Other than Sword of Fairy, anything else you playing?
No, that's the only thing I'm playing
Okay,
now.
gotcha. Now we're gonna go to Mr. Lady Demon over here because she is willing to sacrifice lambs for her cult. Morgan, Cult of the Lamb, how is it?
It's really good. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. It's kind of addicting.
Oh, you're the second person that says that. First one was Zuka. Shout out to her. Apparently, is cocaine crack addictive.
Yeah, it really is. Like I was like, all right, I'm only gonna spend a few hours. Like last night, I was like, I'm only gonna spend a few hours on it. I'm not gonna get too deep into it like I did the other night. But then next thing I know, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh shit,
So how many hours did you
way
play?
too
Was
much
4,
time.
5?
Huh?
How many hours did you end up playing? 4, 5?
Last like, are you asking in total or last night?
No, last night. Like when you wanted to play only an
Um,
hour or something like that.
yeah. So I started playing around like 10, and then stopped at like 6, and so that was
Damn.
like eight hours. My one
La-
hour or 2 hours turned into 8.
Lady, how?
Listen, every time I was like, okay, this is a good starting point, I was like, well, you know what? I need to build this, or I need to get some more money so I can do this, or I need to create this little thing for my members. They're asking for me to build this. So I was like, okay, let me go on a quest and get some money so I can build. Like it's really like I can't stop myself. Like I literally had to stop myself so I could come to the show. I was like, yo, I can't keep playing. Like I gotta get on the podcast. Like I can't do this.
Oh, so you kind of reminding me with Death Stranding, cause I had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
edition with Death Stranding,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm contemplating to
Understandable.
buying it myself, Cult of the Lamb.
You
But
should.
I
Because you know
won't,
you like roguelikes,
I
so
won't, but I'm in the middle of playing a different game, which I'm gonna talk about. I wanna finish that game before I pull the trigger.
understandable. Because you'll definitely be like all eyes on the cult. You'll be. I'm telling you, you're gonna ignore everything else. You're gonna be like, all
Lady,
right, let's get back.
it's a case of FOMO, but also a case of I'm missing something. I'm missing out of something that clearly is amazing, and I need to
You're not
play it.
missing. No, it's okay. You know, you got time. We're gamers. You know, we got a backlog. You know, so
So how's the story and how's the voice acting and the combat?
um, story is not. It's like it's not deep or anything. It's just like it basically told you what the story was in the trailer. You know, like
Okay, so
you
paper thin, basically.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, but it's not a bad thing that it's
no,
paper thin because like the game, like the world building and the actual game mechanics itself is fun. So yeah, so basically you're tending to your cult while also going out and defeating some bosses. So it's like the only drawback though is like the frames jump all over the place. Like it'll be great 60 for like 10 seconds, and then like 10 seconds later it like drops down to, I swear it drops down into like the low 40s, high 30s, because it's just jagging like all over the place. Like apparently it's a problem, like it's not just me on my PS5,
wow.
but yeah, I don't they need to patch that because this game's so great, but my eyes though, like
So, any bugs or glitches that you or freezing that you ran through? Because I saw a friend of mine
no,
post a tweet.
nothing. It kind of it does this weird freeze thing when like because the way this game does, it's like it does days. Like, so I think I'm on like day 73. Like it'll have like, it has like day and night transitions. So whenever it changes to like the next day, it'll announce it. It'll be like, on the screen, it'll say day 75 or whatever. Like that transition, it freezes and it's like, it's really weird. Like, I don't know. It kind of throws me off a little bit.
It freezes for a second of two, right?
Yeah, it freezes for about like 2-3 seconds. And then it,
so the Fairy 7 does that as well.
Yeah.
I recognize it. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it throws me off. But other than that, no, there's no big bugs or anything.
Which aspect are you enjoying more? Combat or village building?
I enjoy them both, but I'd probably say village building because I spent more time. Like, there's 5 bosses total, and I've only killed the second boss because I spent so much time.
Only 5 bosses? Short game.
Yeah. I mean, you have to go through the areas, each area. So, I mean, it takes a minute. It takes probably like to get to each boss will probably be like a little over an hour.
Oh,
so,
okay.
But,
so
you got to keep your cult intact while you're doing that, though. Because they will starve. And, because they'll starve, they'll die, you got to take care of them, so.
So you can't just bum rush through the boss.
Nah, because, like, when you're gone fighting the boss, that's when they're starving, they get sick, like, they die, like, it's crazy. I'm like, damn, I got to go back and take care of them.
So, how many game player members did die on your watch?
Yeah, my cult is named Otter Nation though. But let's see. I think maybe 17 have died so far, but nobody's died of like. They've all died of like natural cause. They all died of old age. They didn't die of like sickness or murder or anything. So, I'm doing pretty good so far.
Do they let you know how they died? Why they died?
Yeah, it tells you it's like this person died of old age or this person died of illness. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have access to unlimited amount of villagers, or
you basically
on them?
As far as like you talking about like recruiting your cult members?
Well, so I wanted to know if let's say all your cult members died, do you then get fucked? Do you need to start a new
That's
game?
A good question.
Or do you have unlimited access?
I hope I don't find out. Like I don't know what happens. You probably have to start over because you need them to like they give you your power. So you kind of need them.
So if I then remember, what I'm trying then to understand is it seems to me that the village aspect almost like a ticking time bomb then.
Yeah, like you really have to take care of them. Like I have like a farm now, so they're kind of self-sustaining now that I've built up. Like
even if you take care of them, they die of old age. You can't prevent that. So you need to
you can't prevent that. You got to keep recruiting new members.
Okay, so you can keep recruiting new members. Okay.
Yeah, you basically rescue them when you start doing. You go out and you defeat the bosses. Like there's areas where they're like captured, and you rescue them, and then you recruit them. Or sometimes you can just find them. Like you can buy them from certain individuals. Like you can get them different ways.
The reason why I'm asking is, some games literally you get fucked in the end if you're not careful, and you need to start all over again. If you're loving this game, there is another game I recommend you called Sakuna of Rise and Ruin.
No, I haven't played that.
It's a side-scrolling hack and slash game.
What's it called?
Sakuna of Rise and Ruin.
No.
I recommend it. So it's half gardening, well not per se gardening, but like rice planting and taking care of rice and other stuff, and half action combat, like juggling combat, where you can literally juggle your enemies in the air and do combos on them.
Not juggling though.
It goes pretty deep, with the rice farming.
Yeah,
I like stuff like that.
But also with with the combat. Like the combat is also deep. And what makes it fun is you're not that per se punished with the rice farming aspect of it. If you fuck it up, then you are, but you can always salvage it. But I recommend you that game.
Okay. Put it in the chat because I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna
will
remember
put
the
it
name.
in the chat
I already
later.
got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Um, Viper, how are you? What you been playing?
Hey, how's it going? Outer Nation, stand up, yeah.
Fuck you!
There you
So
go, Outer Nation.
How dare you! They did it, dude. They didn't say a thing. Keep it like that.
You just hating no more.
I don't. Something with the
Bye.
cult. I'm starting to see red. I don't know, but um, with let's see. After trying out Sword and Fairy 7, which I'm gonna get back to, I started. Is it wrong to pick up chicks in dungeons, girls in dungeons? And
Okay.
it's a cool game. It's all right. The story surprised me. There's a nice little twist to it.
Oh,
But the,
so it
the
doesn't
the
follow the anime?
yes, it does. It does.
Okay.
I actually um I didn't finish the anime, so that's why
Ah, okay.
it was surprising to me.
I need to watch
Um,
season 2 so I know. Do you know
but
to when the game follows the anime? Like how many seasons?
oh, just the first season. This game is only
Oh,
covering the
okay.
first season.
Gotcha.
Um, but the end, the platinum is a bit, it's grindy, and I was like, yeah, it's like 8 trophies left. I was like, yeah, I ended the game. The story was good. I'm gonna just move on. So in preparation for Sword and Fairy 7, I started playing Sword and Fairy 6 because I like to play the games in order.
I feel sorry for you.
Actually, yeah, feel sorry. There's a lot of shit wrong with this game. There's a major step up from Sword and Fairy 6 to the Together Forever. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
The story is still good. The story is top notch, but all the technical stuff, man, I got weapons disappearing on me as I equip them.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a reason the other ones never came out globally at first.
Yeah.
There's one
They-
character.
They polished the fuck out of this game. 7 before releasing it. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
There's one character who disappears completely when you switch to him to try to equip anything. So I don't put him in my party because I can't equip him with anything. A whole character. The captions kind of disappear really fast when they're short, which means you miss some of the story elements if you don't read fast enough. That's
Yeah?
actually
Oh,
that's my
what?
most annoying thing.
That's horrible.
Yeah, if it's a long speaking sentence, you get to read everything. But if it's something like if it says, "Oh look, bad guy over there," that'll just come and go real quick. You won't even see that.
Damn.
So I know I've missed a couple of story joints, but like I said, there's more, but I'm not going to go into all of it. It could use some work. I'm fighting through it. I'm really close to dropping it.
Are you gonna drop it or what?
I'm gonna give it a couple. Well, see, we're going to Niagara Falls, so I'm gonna play remotely tomorrow while I'm away and see if I'll drop it then. But I think 1 or 2 days tops before I go straight to 7, Sword and Fairy 7. Sorry.
Real talk, when I saw you playing it, I had the urge to play it myself because I loved the story for 7 and I wanted to know how the story for 6 is.
Oh, it's a lot of there's a lot of betrayal, a lot of demon stuff. You know,
Of course.
So it,
Can I power through it or would I drop it?
you'll drop it. You'll get frustrated with the mechanics, man. You get frustrated on some of the nicest mechanics, so you're gonna get frustrated with this one easy.
No, believe me, I think when come to PlayStation, I do get frustrated, but on laptop, I played Exonio something 7, and that was the Chinese game that almost like Sword and Fairy, and that has some stuttering issues, and I played fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think. And that has some major issue. I ran through it because I learned to accept it on my laptop. So when it comes to PlayStation, I am picky because it's a console. It should be optimized with the game. Other than Sonic 36, are you playing
No,
something else?
that's pretty much it. Yeah, I tried to get back to Connect Tanks and Stray, but those are kind of slowly falling down the list because what's coming up here? If this what was that game you just put in the chat?
I'm gonna talk
Uh,
about it. Diofield, eh?
the, well, the Dialfield and the Outbound Ghost. If those are dropping as soon as they say they are, I may have to drop Sword and Fairy 7 as well.
Oh
Stray
no.
disrespect will not be tolerated, first of all.
Oh
I really
no.
Dialfield Chronicles I really want to play, but I know that's not coming for a little bit. So.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about that game because I played the demo. Okay, wait. How are you? What you been playing? No,
You
I
already did
actually
weep.
forgot if I did we or not.
You already did weep.
Okay, then good for asking instead of moving past them. As for me, I so
See, you know I'm always late. That's why you thought.
dude, stop. Okay, so for me, I finished got the platinum in Sword of Fairy 7. I loved it. I moved on to a game called Blasphemous. It's a Metroidvania game. I think it came out 2019 or 2020 or something like that. And I have absolutely no idea what's happening with the story. Real talk. I'm not playing it for the story whatsoever. It's all about the gameplay. I'm enjoying the gameplay. I have major issue with the collectibles because apparently there's a DLC in the game. They never told me about it, and to make even matter worse, you have to do a side quest in the game as soon as possible. If you missed out on it, you're gonna be locked out of the entire side quest. And this side quest have one major boss, one skill, one equipment, so many stuff that you're gonna miss out on. Which basically, if you're a completionist, you're gonna be locked out of that unless you start a new game plus. And with this one, it have a new game plus, but it's gonna be a harder mode. And if you do that, then you're gonna be access another DLC that is only accessible if you do new game plus. And so it have a few issues when it comes to that, but gameplay wise, I'm loving the gameplay. I would be posting non-stop boss fights and challenges on Twitter if my Twitter PlayStation was working well. So I'm saving them, and I'm actually thinking of doing what J Body and Persona do, which basically put their gameplay on their YouTube channel. I'm thinking of wait. They are saying no audio. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear, but
Can anyone? Can you hear me well or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, why are they saying no audio? Can anyone please go on YouTube and check if the audio is working well?
Yeah. Hold on.
Thank you very much. Because if I were to do
No, I
that,
hear you. I'm looking at the YouTube video right now.
fine. Yeah.
weird that C-Fresh is saying no audio. Oh, okay, you hear now. Okay. I was worried that we were talking the entire time and there was no audio for the chat. Because that happened with Vitamin G Podcast. So Blasphemous, I recommend it. It's on PlayStation Premium, but it's also $5 or $7. So you just be prepared. not cartoony in the sense of there is gore, there is blood, there is death, there is suicide, there is nudity, you name it, it exists in that game. Some of the soundtrack is kick ass, other soundtracks are forgettable, and the boss fights are all unique and enjoyable. And there is, at some point, they give you an introduction to something called challenge rooms, and that's when I break the game. So, they want me to go from A to B to C to D. What did I do? I skipped I skipped B, C, and went all the way straight to D, from A to D. I'm like, why should I do what you're asking me to do if I can literally jump down below and survive? They didn't test this one out. They absolutely didn't. It kinda remind me with that Ubisoft game. What's the name of that? Immortal Phoenix Rising. Anyone played it?
Yes, I played Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Okay, so you know how you remember how you can break some areas because certain abilities you gain that literally break the area for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically kind of like that with the challenges. And yeah, other than that, I played the demo for Diofield and I was on a fence because I am not a fan of strategy game like that, but I'm in love. But okay, big question, Bahamut, is that Final Fantasy only, or is
No,
that something in
no,
every?
it's not Final Fantasy only.
Okay,
It's a deity in Sumerian or
no,
Mesopotamian mythology.
it's in
Well,
Arabic. It's from Arabic that I know, but I don't know if it was some.
there's literally like I think a Korean fancy card game called Rage of Bahamut, I think. So
Oh yeah,
it's
there's
pretty.
also the anime. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So it's pretty ubiquitous. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, but for me, because it was Square Enix and you're literally summoning Bahamut, I'm like, are we gonna get connected to a Final Fantasy at some point?
Well, hey, Omar. It's not just Bahamut. Yeah, like Ifrit and Yggdrasil, and those are like common RPG archetypes.
But I have kind of never seen them outside of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, you mean in a sense, and where Square does it, they usually don't use them outside of Final Fantasy.
That's why.
No, they do.
Wait, does Square do Trials of Mana?
Yeah, that would make sense because I didn't play that shit.
Pretty much every summon in Final Fantasy
I'm
is
actually
used
gonna
in
play Trials of Mana when it comes out.
every other. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
played the
it's-
demo for Trials of Mana. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was
Sorry,
gonna say
Weep.
that'd be right up your alley.
What were you saying, Weep? Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, you rudely interrupted me, dude. I was saying pretty much every summon in Final Fantasy is a very common mythology character that's used in pretty much every fantasy game
But do
out
they name them the same though? That's what I'm trying to
there.
get.
You just mentioned German God that's literally in God of War.
And
Okay.
sometimes the spelling's a little different. Like
Oh.
Ifrit in Final Fantasy is IFRIT, but in others it's like IFREET.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ifrit is generally I think that's also Dungeons and Dragons. So pretty much every
Oh,
fantasy game,
okay.
especially Western games have that as sort of the elemental king of fire. So
Oh, okay.
it's pretty much everywhere.
Okay. I know Ifrit is Afrit, is an Arabic word, and it's from Arabic. But other than that, okay, gotcha. And do you feel so because of the Bahamut summon? I'm like, are we gonna get connected to Final Fantasy game? Which, real talk, I would not be surprised if it turned out to be like that, because they were talking about crystals, they were talking about Bahamut, so I'm crossing my fingers for this game to be a Final Fantasy game.
I mean, I think you're going to get as close as you're going to get. I mean, it's obviously not a Final Fantasy game since they named it something different.
Okay. So I really enjoyed the demo. Very quick. They made a few interesting changes. Basically, the demo is free on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Get it. Try it out. It's a demo. You download it, you don't like it, you move on. I recommend it. I truly recommend it. But I have some issue with...
We know how demo works, Omar.
Sorry?
We know how demos work.
Yeah, some people don't even know how demos work, trust me. So basically, your skills are almost linked to your weapon. So your weapon can have a heal, and if you buy a stronger weapon, it can have heal and holy. For example, just a random example, there are a few classes, not a few classes, around 6 or something like that, I forgot. And the crazy part is, despite the fact that your weapon can have different abilities, you have also class abilities that make it very interesting and very almost like open in what you can do and can't do. Do you want to focus on healing? Do you want to focus on damage dealing? Like, even a tank can heal, so it's very interesting. What I like about it is there are two mechanics. One mechanic is you simply go to your enemy and fight them. The other mechanic, if you ambush them from the back, you do almost like a critical damage, but it's not one time only. As long as you keep damaging the person from the back, you keep doing critical damage called ambush. And I like that. But that's where the issue happened for me. You have an option to select one character of all characters together. So if you want, for example, use your tank and place it so the tank aggro the enemy, and then you send your damage dealers from the back and let them do damage, you cannot do that because you only can select either one character or all characters at a time. And that frustrates me because this is literally basic mechanic. Command and Conquer, Red Alert has the ability to select characters by just holding the mouse pad and moving with your mouse on the character that you want to select. That's because it may not seem that important, but the first level enemies are stationary, but then they start to move, and when they move, you can be in the middle of aggroing someone and you are dealing damage, and someone from behind can start ambushing you. So it's I really hope they fix that, but I fear they're not gonna do so.
Omar, that's what war is about.
I mean, yeah, but the more you can collect, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the double ambush. I'm talking about the ability to select multiple characters without
in one turn.
Without,
one turn?
Sorry.
Select more than one characters in one turn.
There is no turn. It's real life. It's real time.
Oh, okay.
So basically, your time starts, and when your time starts, you have the ability to send your characters to the enemy camp.
So is it like Fort Condor for the Final Fantasy VII remake?
No.
I forgot about that game. It's more like
it's not. It's a real time it's real time strategy with an element in turn based for the fact that you can basically a pause command menu.
Yeah.
What he's talking about in the selection is how it goes out in a circle to basically make you select the units rather than letting you like drag the square so that you can select them easier. I don't know why they designed the circle that way, but after you get used to it, like it gets a little bit better, but it can be annoying because when you get later on, like some of the characters, the way their aggro works, like the archer has like the way that they're facing, but they have like a much longer range. So like you can put them there and then face them the wrong way and then they won't shoot. Like certain little
Precisely.
quirks.
Also, they have
Yeah.
the auto aggro, eh? If your
Yeah.
archer spot an enemy, he's gonna shoot at it, whether you want him to be silent or not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like maybe that's gonna get patched, but I don't think so. But yeah, that's about it. You played the demo. What do you think? What's your thought, Innate? And he disappeared. Innate, you here? Okay. Then we're gonna move over to Kay. How are you? You're missed.
Hey, I'm doing good. How you guys been?
Oh, we're fine.
Great.
What have you been playing?
The most recent game that I beat was Unravel 2.
Oh, that's a nice game.
Side-scrolling puzzle platformer thing that you can play with someone else.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was real chill and laid back, and I got it for like $5. So.
Oh, I thought you played it via PlayStation Premium because it's on EA Access.
No, I only have PlayStation Essential.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Me too. Yeah. What's called Unravel is a great game. 1 second. So Innate internet went out.
So he says. Probably
Sorry about that. Okay.
Huh?
What else? What else you playing?
I just got back to work, and so I'm just trying to reacclimate back to work. I was off of work for like a month because of having to move between houses and stuff, and so like I just started back at work, so taking a couple of nights off from gaming. But like I said, like the last game I played was Unravel 2.
Are you done with moving?
Yes, officially done.
Glad. Welcome home to your new home. Congrats. Maybe a game for you called Cult of the Lamb?
I've heard of it, and I've seen Morgan play it. I don't know. I don't know if it's a game that I would really enjoy or not. I might wait on it.
Gotcha. Let's start the first topic. So, how do I plan this? So basically, this week was freaking dry. Almost no news whatsoever. The only two news is, unless you care about Evo, I'm not an Evo dude. Anyone here cares about Evo? Yeah, precisely. Maybe you, Viper?
Nope.
Nay? No one?
During the Whoops podcast, that was I was falling asleep. So
okay. So let me get this straight. The company that is buying publishers is complaining about PlayStation preventing what developers or publishers from putting their games in Game Pass. Can anyone make it make sense for me? I'm gonna go to Nate, but he's not here. So, Weep, go ahead. What's your thought?
I mean, it's typical deflecting, of course. They want to try getting that Activision deal through as quickly as possible. So of course they're going to try to make it sound like that we're forced to do this because Sony is paying to keep games off Game Pass and everybody's doing it, kind of bullshit. It is bullshit because they're twisting the narrative to make it look like they're the victim, which they're not, because everybody is doing these kind of deals. They're doing it themselves because they have clauses when they put a game in Game Pass that it cannot go on the competing servers for some time. I mean, and that makes perfect sense because obviously you don't want to spend a lot of money getting an exclusivity deal and then not have an exclusivity deal or have it like for a day or whatever. No, you want to have enough time to recuperate some of that investment you made. Makes perfect sense, and Microsoft has been doing this. Everybody has been doing this. Adding services to the mix, adding Game Pass to the mix doesn't change that. So it's a way of them to again make it sound like they're sort of make it sound like that this deal needs to go through because they need it because Sony is doing this and that, and they're making it look like, okay, yeah, the competition is also doing things that are anti-competitive, right? And therefore this is not an issue. That's all it is. I mean, they're trying to, and it's not even to say malicious in the sense that it's some sort of extra strategy they're doing. No, it's just to make it appear to the regulatory bodies that it's not an issue to make this deal go through because of all these extenuating factors. That's all it is.
Okay. Nate, you're back?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. So, make it make sense, can you?
Talking about the bullshit in that fucking Microsoft thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not going to make sense. They're obviously just lying and absolutely 100% unequivocally full of ever-living USDA choice shit. Like, they're just fucking lying. Like we've said, the whole goal is just to try to, belittle how important the franchises are that they're willing to spend $70+ billion on, as if they're not shit. Like, I mean, the company, they're just so ridiculous. Like, Microsoft is famous for this shit. Anyone that doesn't know that by now hasn't been paying attention to these idiots. It's very obvious what they're trying to do. So it just is what it is. I mean, it's not going to make sense because other than the fact that they're just lying, clearly. So it's whatever.
But how? Okay, I'm failing to understand. This is Microsoft we're talking about. $1 billion company cannot outbid PlayStation?
They're $1 trillion company.
Yeah, $1 trillion company, but yeah, I mean, it's not about bidding, right? Because like obviously they're bidding just fine for this. The thing that you got to keep in mind is like it's not about at this stage. It's not particularly about the money. It's about convincing people that they're not violating antitrust. Basically, a monopoly.
Which they clearly are, seem to be.
Well, yeah, they're essentially trying to, and it's again, like I said, it doesn't surprise me because Microsoft has been guilty of doing it for years. Like they've constantly gotten in trouble.
Internet Explorer much?
Well, there's other things that they did, like when they had the Zune and some of the other products they tried, then they'll go and they'll buy like the competition and try and like basically their whole goal is always to try to remove as much competition as possible so that they can thrive, right? That's their number one like MO. Like they've
Killing,
always done that.
buying Nokia, killing Nokia off. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they've done it forever. So that's essentially what they're trying to get to that point. I mean I'm not even sure you can say sneakily at this point. I mean they just bought essentially what 10 dev teams or something like that with the Bethesda purchase alone. Like that was already ridiculous, and then on top
And now
of
with
that,
the
you got that.
Activision accusation, any chance of this not going through, or
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna go through. I just don't think it's gonna be without caveats. Like people keep
what
saying
caveat?
like the caveat that they're going to have to basically sign in writing these couple of shows or these couple of games will never be removed from competing platforms, because that's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to show that what they said in the thing was us owning those IPs will make no difference to distributors of competing platforms or distribution platforms. I don't know who the fuck thought what the fuck. I don't know. I talked to somebody who thought like distributors was like Walmart or some shit. That's not what the fuck they're talking about. They're talking about PlayStation and PC distribution platforms like Steam and stuff like that. That's what they were saying.
Okay.
Because they're saying they're going to keep putting it on there. But I'm saying like they can't just say that, right? Like they're saying it now, but like in order to seal that, to bind a company, the only way to ensure that is to bind them via contract.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but is this not very easy to get almost like pass through it? What I mean by that is, let's say Call of Duty, the name Call of Duty is going to be on PlayStation. What if Microsoft then tells the developers for Call of Duty, okay, make the next Call of Duty and change the name to Legend, like for example, Legend of Tomorrow, Call of Duty, and everyone and their mother will know that this is the real Call of Duty, and it's going to be on Microsoft platform only. Can they do that?
Yeah, you mean they just changed the name?
Precisely, and that I feel this is very easy.
I mean that's something they could try, but I think, I mean that would be number one, be pretty obvious. But part of the problem with Call of Duty is what PlayStation mentioned, right? You're not going to get the same traction, right? Because we would know, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the majority of people I know that play Call of Duty would be absolutely too stupid to realize that. And I can say that right now because a friend of mine actually just asked me to look out for an Xbox Series X for him because he wants to play the new Call of Duty. If the new Call of Duty was called, Soldier of Fortune, he would have no fucking clue.
What do you mean by that?
Like they just don't know. Like these people don't keep up. Its name is either Call of Duty or it's not. The entity, right?
Oh.
The thing that is popular is Call of Duty. Like it has to have that name, that association, just like Madden, right? Like you've had games called NFL Rando 57. It won't matter. It's not Madden. It's not NBA 2K. Like it has to have that name. That's what PlayStation meant when they said we cannot design a game to compete with Call of Duty. They're talking about Call of Duty, the entity, not the game. Obviously, anybody can design a game that's a fucking FPS that can compete with Call of Duty.
Destiny is almost doing it.
But Destiny is very different, though. So, like, those are two very, very different styles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Destiny is decently big and has a ton of support. but the PvP in that game versus Call of Duty is night and day. The only similarities is they both got guns. Like that, yeah, it's vastly different. Having played both of them, yeah, they're very different. And one of the big reasons, per example, we were talking about it the other day in Strictly's Discord. He doesn't like playing anything where there's powers.
Oh.
So
I mean,
that's one of the first frustrating things people can't stand in Destiny is going to shoot someone and then they just activate their power and fucking kill you. That shit's annoying. If you just want straight gunplay.
Didn't what's called Call of Duty have that with instead of power it's almost like gadget with
they had smaller ones, right? But they're not like there's shit that you can do in Destiny that could kill a whole team.
I know. I played Destiny.
It's on a very different scale. And it happens more often, and there's a lot of other quirky things with weapons, like heavy weapons and stuff like that. Like none of that shit's in Call of Duty.
But I'm not to harp on this, but it kind of makes no sense if people are mad about that, because these are the same people that get 6 kills and get the ability to drop a nuke. Come on.
I mean, yeah, but you get it because of the gunplay, though. That's the thing, right? It's not because you were.
Oh, so they want it to be earned and not.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but they like it specifically gun to gun, right? When we match up, there's clean 3-lane design. There's map designs. There's a bunch of stuff that Call of Duty does. I mean, honestly, they failed to do it repeatedly over the last few years, which is why you've seen a year-over-year decline in Call of Duty. So, I mean, I'm not saying, but a decline in Call of Duty is like a decline in like $10 billion sales. You know, we sold 9.3 billion this year instead of going over 10 billion. You know what I mean? Like, so people are still curious and they're still going to try. They still got to see how bad it is. Is it manageable? Do I like it enough to still play it? Because, like, it's that go-to game for a lot of people.
I already know 2 people that does that. Jebari and Persona.
Absolutely. And they admitted it. They were like, you know, year over year, they bought it regardless of how shit it looked.
Oh, yeah.
And they knew what they were running into, and they'll still get on and they'll bitch, but they'll play it. Now, see, I stopped doing that. So, after Black Ops 4, I hadn't bought a single one.
It's almost what's called abusive relationship. Because it's not good for you, and you're still gonna buy it for almost like FOMO related. You know what I mean?
Like they can't stop themselves.
Yep, precisely.
It's that thing they do. It's like a Christmas tradition. You know what I'm saying? Like they just can't stop doing it. But that's what I'm saying. That's why they said they can't. That's why PlayStation, like I said they can't design a game to compete with it. They're not talking about the game. And that's the part that Microsoft tried to say, we don't design any must-play, unique titles. Bullshit.
These are the same people that are hyping up Sea of Thieves and what's called and Forza and stuff like that. Like, are you for real?
Most of them ain't even fucking playing Forza. That's the sad thing.
Yeah, and even Flight Sim. Are you for real? If what's frustrating, okay, so PlayStation saying that they can't compete with COD, the name. Was that smart of them to do so, to say so?
Was it what?
Was that smart of them to say so?
Absolutely. Because that's the reality, right? Like, none of us in here don't know that, right? We all know how big Call of Duty is, right? Like, even if you've never liked Call of Duty, you recognize how big that name is, right? Like when that shit came out, it was all over Mountain Dew and Dorito boxes. You couldn't escape that shit. Chances are something you bought during the time frame that Call of Duty released had Call of Duty on it.
I never, ever bought a Call of Duty, but continue.
No, not a Call of Duty. I'm talking about the entity was on something. The marketing.
Advertising,
the advertising is everywhere. You can't escape it. Whether you go to the grocery store, whether you go, it's somewhere where you're going because that's how big it was, right? It was everywhere. I'm surprised they didn't start doing car dealerships and shit. Like, it's just massive, right?
Okay.
In turn to that, right? The other thing that is massive, at least on the PC front, but became more synonymous with also being on console was Diablo. That's another one that now notice they keep mentioning Call of Duty. They're obviously arguing back and forth about that, but Diablo is a massive franchise, right? That is another one that would not be able to be removed based on the wording that Microsoft included, stating that anything that has an established fan base would not be removed from those platforms,
But
i.e., Diablo 4, 5, whatever.
again, that's easily passable by just removing the name. Not removing, adding the name. Like, for example, Diablo the Forsaken.
Well, no, you can't. That's like a sub name. That doesn't count. If it has Diablo in it, then that doesn't count.
So, a spin off, they can't make a spin off and.
It doesn't have to have any of that name.
Wait,
You're supposed
you're batting. Can you repeat that?
Okay, I'm still.
Can you repeat that? Oh,
No, I said I'm still.
oh shit. Is he batting for you guys as well, or is it a me thing? That's
No, it's
a
bad
me.
for me. It's not a you
Yep.
thing.
Full Xbox.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hey, welcome back. So,
I'm gonna do it from here because I don't know what the fuck is going on with my internet right now. But
okay.
anyway, like I said, they can't just alter it like that, right? Now, maybe they could do like an alteration, like I said, where it doesn't have the name at all. But at the same time, you don't. There's so people are not stupid, right? Business thrives on making sure you cannot fuck them once there's a contract, right? So if something there, there's going to be clauses and all kinds of shit to be like, look, if this game is clearly, you basically try some bullshit like that. Like lawyers thrive on basically, especially contract ones, thrive on making sure you can't pull like some sideways bullshit and get out of your commitment, right? Like, oh, I'll just name it this. We'll name it. The next Diablo after Diablo 4, we'll name it Fly
Diablo
in the Sky
Immortal.
97. Yeah, like whatever you want to call it. Yeah, like it's no longer Diablo. Therefore, we don't have to put it over there. And it's like, okay, so it's going to be very obvious, that it is Diablo. Now, if it's entirely unrecognizable, sure, yeah, then it counts entirely as a new IP. Yeah, you can't really argue that. But yeah, you better believe there's going to be things to try and dissuade that or any sort of false pretenses, and yeah, it gets complicated. Like these people make millions of dollars writing these contracts because they will tie you the fuck up and penalize the shit out of you if they catch you on some fuck shit like that. Much as Microsoft might want to play around like that, like they'd be better off actually making a new IP rather than like trying to like hide like Diablo and something else. Like it would be a problem.
So, it almost feels to me like Microsoft is not gaining that much from this acquisition. And yeah, sure, Link. Does Link have access? Can you give him access, please?
Is
Or
he not
just
a panel member?
1 second. No, he's not. I think. Just join. What's called? General, and I will pull you in. So continue, Nate.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, yeah, I mean, they could get away with it, and it's not that they're not gaining anything, right? Like there was a big conversation about this in one of the spaces the other day, right? And the majority of people were like, okay, so you have the idiots, right, who are Xbox fanatics, that just want to rip everything from PlayStation gamers' hands. These people honestly have no concept of a healthy gaming industry
Yep.
or any of these other things, right? Which this is why I can't stand these fucking idiots. They don't understand even what they're asking for, right? Microsoft, for number one, for Microsoft to purchase the company, even if they could do that, right? They'd be stupid. Like, you spent the money, because part of the reason you can justify the money, this is a business thing, right? Part of the reason you can justify the spend of the money is because of the revenue the company generates, right? So they would not remove that in any reasonable time frame, because the money that Blizzard generates is largely from PlayStation's franchise, or from PlayStation's partnership, right? Um, Call of Duty sells more on PlayStation than any other platform. Diablo, the last Diablo sold really well there. So did Overwatch. Sold like crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many reasons why you wouldn't do that. And like I said, these people just, but for them, they're like, oh, they lose one game. Funny enough, this is another thing I don't like about this whole conversation. Everybody tries to go, well, what about PlayStation? And PlayStation, does it with Final Fantasy, or doesn't? They have no idea what the fuck is happening with Final Fantasy. No one has given a single fucking shred of document or documentation stating any sort of fucking deal between, or at least monetarily, between PlayStation and Square. And until they do, they can all shut the fuck up. It's nothing but speculation.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have no idea. Like, the relationship with I told people, I was like, how many friends do you still have that you were cool with since 1998 or 97 or whatever, 95 even, right? Because that's how long, like, Square has publicly been fucking with PlayStation, right? Most people don't have friendships that were even that long, not even remotely. Like, so I'm like, y'all keep acting like these companies haven't had each other's back for so long that they would do and help each other with certain things without the need for some massive monetary thing. Now, yeah, Microsoft has to do that largely because guess what? When you don't have a relationship with these companies to that degree, yeah, guess what? You're going to cough up the money because I don't know you. So therefore, if you want this, show me the money, right?
Which is what they did with the Persona franchise and the Yakuza franchise.
Well, they did. They did with that and Octopath Traveler and all these things, right? But yep. Microsoft has to do that, right? Because their relationship with these companies is pretty shit, right? Now they're trying to improve it. Now they obviously seems like they've improved that significantly with Sega because Sega just coughed everything up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say that Microsoft paid a bag for that because I don't know what the fuck they did, right? Other than I know they specifically paid to put stuff on Game Pass, so I know they paid for that.
I know for what's called, for Yakuza 7, apparently they did the localization, I think. They have...
Well, anything that goes on Game Pass, we know they have to pay, right? So we know that's a thing, right? But then you had stuff like PSO2, which have been exclusive. Like, people don't... They ignore that, right? PSO2 has been exclusive for like a year and a half.
Yeah. Hey,
but like, they don't have that conversation... They don't have that conversation. They want to act like it was irrelevant.
Also, when Yakuza 7 was... PlayStation 4 version was only available on... if you want the PlayStation 5 version, you had to wait for, 6 months? A lot of people were not happy with that. Minute. Yeah, precisely. So, people are literally pretending like PlayStation is the only company that's doing this. No, motherfucker. Exactly. Every company does it. It's called business. Welcome to business. There is no business.
Well, it's not only that every company does this, is that Microsoft is the one that started this shit.
When? I want to know.
They started the Call of Duty shit. They started all this crazy shit. And everybody forgets about Tomb Raider, right? Tomb Raider, that was a year exclusivity.
I remember that.
The thing they don't like though is that PlayStation gamers didn't give a fuck.
When Tomb Raider was I just waited. I'm like, okay, if it comes, come. It came and I bought it and I played it.
Yeah, I bought it for $20 at Best Buy.
Me too.
Literally forgot. I literally forgot that it was even out. That it eventually released on PlayStation, and I was shopping during the holiday season, and I was like, "Oh, here's that Tomb Raider game that that missed. I was so busy playing a bunch of fire ass games
Yep.
that like the year exclusivity, I didn't care. See, that's the thing they don't like though. They care about, they're freaking out because they're mad about the exclusivity deals that PlayStation has, but we don't give a shit about the exclusivity deals that they have. So that's what
Precisely.
makes them mad.
I'm gonna go to Weeb because Weeb is a huge Yakuza fan. What was your reaction when Microsoft pulled Yakuza from PlayStation? What I mean by that is when they made 7 a timed exclusive.
Well, they only made the next gen
I know,
version of
I know.
Patch.
So did you play it
So-
on PlayStation 4 or did you wait?
I played the PlayStation 4. I mean, I love the franchise too much. I'm gonna wait
Okay.
until the 5 version.
So, is it
out.
fair to say you're a victim of Microsoft tyranny?
In a sense, I mean, I don't even know for sure if I had the PS5 already at that point in time.
I'm pretty sure you did, because you was a day one buyer, I think.
Yeah, okay, then I probably did. Yeah.
Yeah, precisely. I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I had it when it came out.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to another what's called victim. Morgan, I know you're a fan of Yakuza franchise, right?
I mean, it's recently, so I wasn't affected when it
Oh, okay.
initially came out.
Then I can skip you. Viper.
Oh, damn. All right.
No, because I don't think you care that much. That
Wait, are we on a new topic now?
No, we're still. Oh my god, we're covering. So the conversation is what's called Microsoft PlayStation blocking deals for Microsoft, and Microsoft is pretending like they don't. That PlayStation is the only one doing so. So I'm now showing Microsoft that Microsoft also did that as well with Yakuza. Yakuza 7,
I mean,
when it
all these
first,
publishers do it. I mean,
yeah, when it first released,
but a lot of these people are baby gamers, so they don't know that, or they choose to ignore it.
yeah, you choose to ignore it. So that's why I'm looking out for victims to hear their stories. We had the one victim.
Morgan calling out the real facts. Said all these niggas is brand new.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, there's also that aspect. There's also the aspect of it that people talk about Xbox that never owned an Apple PlayStation, that never owned a PlayStation in their entire life. And
Crazy.
yet they think everything about Xbox is what's called. I owned a laptop, so I can't talk about Xbox because Xbox is on laptop. What's your name? Viper, you're a victim. I'm pretty damn sure you was a victim. So
Yeah, I actually started playing Yakuza for PlayStation 4 first, and then I continued when the PlayStation 5 came out. So that deal didn't bother me. Now I tell you when it did bother me. Back in 2013, when I wanted to play Tales of Vesperia and Blue Dragon. That's when it bothered me. I bought a whole 360. Well, my wife bought it for me for Christmas, but I bought a whole 360 for that, and I didn't even want that in my house.
okay, so I missed out on Blue Dragon. I missed out on what's the other game that it's a JRPG that on 360 that they
Tales of
always talk.
Vesperia?
No, from Square.
I know which one you're talking about. Because I got the 360 for 4 games.
Lost
It was them
Odyssey.
two.
I think Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, that one, Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, I missed on that. Where is that for PlayStation? Heck, even the game that I was playing, that one was Xbox exclusive until they remastered it and put it on PlayStation. The what's called the one with the multiple characters and the combat, it's almost like strategy JRPG. I forgot. Remnant, the last Remnant. That was an Xbox exclusive.
Oh, that's right. I played that too. Yeah.
That was an Xbox exclusive in 360 era. People forget, and shout out to Morgan, she said, they either forget or they're new. And when you're new, you talk shit, you don't know your history. Sit down, grab a book, and learn the history. Heck, Google
Right.
exists.
Right.
So, as you can see in it, we have a lot of victims. I was a victim of Blue Dragon. I never played Blue Dragon. I was a victim. So, by definition, Microsoft PlayStation is not the only company that do it. Heck, hello Nintendo! I see you paid $5 million to keep Monster Hunter exclusive on your console. Okay, I see that. Where is that comment? Only when PlayStation do it, then they wanna talk. Heck, there is even games like Fist. If people know Fist was never exclusive to PlayStation. The developer for Fist actually was on a space, and he was talking about Microsoft just never approached them. They only had so much money to, and PlayStation supported them with publishing the game, giving money to publish the game. So they put it on PlayStation, but Microsoft never approached them that they want the game.
And that was a really good game too.
Oh yeah, that was a fantastic game. I played it, I enjoyed it, I loved it.
It's almost like Microsoft is allergic to good games.
Not only that, they're allergic to good deals. They don't know when a good deal, even if it's right in front of their face.
It's like, oh, it looks like shit. Yeah, bring that over here. We want that.
Oh yeah, this is why I said if Microsoft saw the gameplay for Star Wars Battlefront, they would have allowed it to be released in an instant. Heck, I would not be surprised if they would have tried to tell Lucas Games, don't worry about it, they're gonna fix it later, and then they would release it. Again, this is the same company that allowed a game like, what's the name of that game from, what's called, from I think Remedy. From the Remedy, they made a single player game or a multiplayer game also. That game was in Game Pass. That's only on Xbox. What game is it? Crossfire X, fuck me. They released that game in a heartbeat. To the point the actual developer came out and apologized on Twitter for how broken their game was. But it was allowed to be released. So, yeah, heck, these are the same company that turned down a Marvel IP. Let that sink in. They turned down a Marvel IP. And now they're complaining that Spider-Man is on PlayStation. But here's the kicker. These are the same people that own a PlayStation and just want to play it on Xbox. You can't make sense out of it.
No, I don't think they want to play it on Xbox. They just want to have the ability to know it's on Xbox. They ain't playing shit on Xbox.
Fair point. And then they try to almost do a gotcha moment because Spider-Man is on PC. Congrats to PC. You finally got a good game. And then they want to play it with an Xbox controller. So basically,
they're even streaming it from their PC to their Xbox, so they can say that Spider-Man is playable on Xbox.
So basically, you're limiting yourself from having the full experience, which you need the DualSense for. If you wanna immerse yourself in the experience, you need a DualSense for the game. You're limiting yourself from a true experience just so you can almost do a gotcha moment instead of actually not supporting Microsoft so they can get their shit together. You're gonna play every single game under the sun including a game like what's called Power Wash Simulator. I don't care how dry a PlayStation, my console is. You will never see me touch a game like Power Wash Simulator.
Never say
That's
never.
that's how dry it is over there. They need to power wash that shit.
It's crazy. Nah. I would look up deals. Hey, this game Blasphemous is $5. I'm taking it. This game for $5, I'm buying it. $10, $15, I'm buying it. I'm playing it. Or I would watch some anime. What? And wait until a game is released. With the amount of games that are releasing this year, people have the fucking audacity to call this a dry year. It's dry if it's only on Xbox. We have a newcomer. Link, how are you? And what's your thoughts on this conversation?
Oh, what's up, guys? What's up? My thoughts as far as the Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft crying about
about
PlayStation blocking
Well,
the
the
deals on
thing
Game
is,
Pass.
right? We're talking about they're not blocking them from putting the game. They're talking about third-party games being blocked from being put on Game Pass,
Yeah,
not from
precisely.
being put on their service, right? I mean, not from being put on the platform. And if I'm Sony and I have a marketing deal with a particular game, why would I allow Microsoft to turn around and put it in a service? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to put eyes on this game for your platform and not for people to be able to play it for 99 cents or whatever. So I don't see an issue with this because they're just trying to make sure Microsoft doesn't undercut them or undermine them when they're making these deals. So for me, it's fair business. Microsoft could simply outbid Sony, but it's obviously not happening. Sony has a good relationship with these developers because a lot of these games sell well on their platform. I don't see
No,
this being
they actually did with MLB The Show. That was such a
I was just
kick
about to
to
go
the
there.
Well,
nuts.
that was not a situation where they outbid Sony. It was a situation where the MLB wanted this game to be multi-platform.
Yeah, but still, PlayStation could have said, okay, make a platform, but it's not going to Game Pass. Like PlayStation,
But they don't own.
They don't have the right to say that.
That's the MLB is publishing that game on Xbox. They can do whatever they want with it. So
Yeah, that's not their license.
That's not their license to do with it. So
Doesn't PlayStation own the IP?
They own the show. They do not own the MLB license.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
The game is this one
was MLB The Show.
Mm-hmm.
So they should have the ability to stop it from happening. Okay, release it on Xbox, fair, but we're not gonna allow
They're
it to
not
be
publishing it on Xbox though. So
Yeah, they don't have any say
Yeah,
because
but
they're
still,
not funding it.
this is a totally
but
different
still,
situation.
they own the IP. It's their IP.
Right. But they can't tell MLB what to do with MLB. They own the name, the show. But if the MLB decides to strip them of that license, there's nothing they can
Right,
do. They
then it's
clearly
over.
they make money on something. This is a game that's very profitable for Sony. So they wanted to continue to make that money regardless of where the game decided to go.
And that
You
was at the
can't really
time
compare
that the license was expiring, so
Right.
it
This
was
is not
they
the
weren't
same
really in
situation.
they weren't really in a time to negotiate because it's like, well, I mean, you could say no to us, but we'll take the license away and get somebody else to make it. So Sony's
Right.
not about to lose that money because
Right.
they don't want it on Xbox. Like that's not
Right.
that's
The
not happening.
MLB had the leverage in that situation. So
Yeah,
you can't really
Sony
use
don't
that.
have to say.
That's not a comparable example.
But with that being said, I bet that won't happen again.
What do you mean?
The MLB.
Something like the MLB getting.
They only
published on
make one
Xbox.
sports game though. They don't.
I know. I'm saying in general, future contracts will have something in saying, if this is going to Game Pass, it's a no go or something like that. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
why
but
that's
it's
what
like-
is going on. Everything else that they have the If Sony has the marketing rights for a game, it will not appear in Game Pass when it launches
Dude,
on Xbox.
PlayStation is literally the IP owner, and Microsoft found a way to prevent
It doesn't matter because they don't own the license.
How do you know it was Microsoft? How do you know MLB, who's publishing the game on the Xbox platform, didn't make a deal with Microsoft?
Because they never did it before.
The game wasn't multi-platform before.
Because precisely.
They literally, Omar, they literally came out and said that the decision to put in Game Pass was
all of that was MLB.
Yeah, they didn't make the decision. The problem is when it's a license, you generally don't have that leeway where you can decide where it's going to go. If they're in their agreement is okay, if we want to renew the license, okay, this is the contract. We want to be able to publish basically saying MLB will get the publishing rights off of PlayStation. Yeah, then they can either say, okay, we're not going to do it, so we're going to make just the show and we're going to make an unlicensed game, or we're going to do it. And they just done the math, right? I mean, with sports games, if you don't have the license, the game is not going to sell nearly as much as the game that has a license.
Right.
Even if it's technically better, look at FIFA, right? FIFA, what's the competitor? I think PES, right, or whatever it's called now. Konami's football game. That game was always so much better than FIFA, but it didn't sell that well because it didn't have any official license. So the sports games, you either have the license or you're going to have to settle with being second place, third place, whatever, right? So that's all it is. It's a matter of okay, well, we can either say we're not going to do it and make less money, or we can say do it and we're going to make more money.
It was really a bad look on PlayStation with the MLB.
But this is a licensed game, so it's really out of their hands. You know what I mean?
I cannot see.
It's do you care about the looks or do you care about the profit? Like, I don't think Sony gives a
I don't care about profit. Not Sony.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Sony.
Sony does not want to give up that money.
Give a shit about the looks.
Right.
They care about the profit.
Right. They didn't want to give up that money, so that's just what it was.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. MLB brings in.
Right. They sell millions. It's one of their highest selling properties.
They're
Why are they going
the
to give
only
that
ones
up?
that make this. I think as far as licensed baseball games go, they're the only ones. So why the hell would I give that up? Hell no.
No, it's a licensed game. It's not one of their first party IPs. So you're just looking at it as because they own the title, the show, that they should be able to have leeway. In this situation, MLB owns the Major League Baseball license. So they can take it to anyone they want to. And when that contract was up and it was time for them to say, listen, we want this game to be on all platforms, Sony had the opportunity to say, okay, we just won't make it anymore. And then MLB could shop it to another developer, or they can say, hey, we make a lot of money with this IP, so we're just going to continue to make it and make it multi-platform.
And that's the reason why, I get what you're saying, Omar, like they never did it before, but that's one of the reasons why they did it now is because the contract was up. So it's the perfect time to be like, all right, we put in some new terms on these contracts. You're no longer going to have exclusive, have this as an exclusive anymore. So that's why they waited till now to do it.
Okay. They wanted to expand their audience and their potential market for this game.
Yeah,
that's not Sony's decision.
Okay, so then let me ask you this: with the next what's called MLB, do you think it's gonna go to Game Pass day one?
Yeah, if
Microsoft continues to pony up for it.
Yeah, if they pay for it, yeah.
Yeah, it's done it 2 years in a row. I don't see why they would stop.
Wait, 2 years? They did it one time.
This year. Wait.
Yeah, they did MLB and Game Pass this year too.
It's the second year. This is the second year, Omar.
They did it last year and this year.
Last year and this year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as
so with
Xbox is paying for it.
Okay, with next year, is it not smart for PlayStation to combat that?
What do you mean combat that? What do you? I don't understand what you're talking
so what
about.
I mean by that is by putting it on PlayStation Plus.
No,
because it
it's going
said
to cut their
no,
revenue.
Omar, listen.
No.
This game sells millions of copies on PlayStation. PlayStation would literally be
How
cutting
much?
their legs off
How
from under
many
them.
millions does it sell? Do we
It
know?
doesn't matter. If they put it in the
No,
service, they're not making any money on it. They put that game in a service, they make no money. Unless you're talking about microtransactions or something. There's no reason, there's no incentive for Sony to take this title and put it on a service when their customer base purchases this game at a high rate. This game is always top 10 NPD when it launches. There's no reason for them to put it in service just because Microsoft's put it in service. Sony doesn't have to follow suit and do it that way. They have their own way of selling and marketing games. The game sells very well on their platform. They don't need to put it in service.
What do you want to say, Viper?
Didn't you ask the same question about a different game? Why is it? Oh, I think it was Elden Ring going to Game Pass, but you wondered why PlayStation Plus isn't doing the same thing.
I thought it wasn't officially going to Game Pass, though. I thought that was a.
There's been no
Yeah, so the rumor is so what I said that to follow. The rumor is Elden Ring is going to Game Pass. If that's true, then I think PlayStation should do something similar.
No, PlayStation. Listen, Omar, you're missing what these two companies have two totally different strategies with delivering games. Sony is not trying to train their customer base to expect everything to be in this service. Microsoft is because games don't sell over there.
No. Link. I'm a no bullshit guy. Stray is on PlayStation Plus day one. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
they have a few games that are day one.
Straight to Elden Ring.
We are not gonna do that. So
it's not the same, Omar.
Come on, Omar.
Oh boy.
That's a big AAA game, like one of the most anticipated in years.
But no, what I'm trying to say is that PlayStation is literally doing the exact same thing, but
no, they're not. That's
with
not
less.
a AAA game.
They're doing it with they're doing it with indie games and AA games, not AAA games. But still, they're doing it.
Okay.
It's not the same. You can't compare it though.
Also, what I said is they did with if they put Elden Ring in Game Pass, then PlayStation should find a game that is as old and put it into in PlayStation Plus. Because why else did you start PlayStation?
They got Valhalla in there.
No.
They have plenty of good titles in that.
Here's the thing. I am not a fan of PlayStation Plus. The concept, yeah, I'm absolutely not a fan of it. But if you create it, make it work, or don't, then give people their money back.
But Omar, they're putting quality titles in that service.
Yeah, they have better stuff.
So I don't understand. They have better games, and I'm confused about what you're saying. What you're doing? You know,
I'm saying they're updating their games, and most of the games are old games. Like for example, people are really gonna hype up the Yakuza franchise going to PlayStation Plus, like for real.
I mean, if you haven't played it,
I don't know if you realize this. Sony is not trying to directly compete with Game Pass.
Yeah,
PS Plus Premium.
You're trying to make them.
They're not
compete,
doing the same thing.
Not.
They're not doing that. PlayStation is not trying to. If you look at Game Pass numbers, Microsoft's whole business model now is directly molded around Game Pass. Sony is not doing that, so that you can't expect them to do the same thing with their service. And games just don't sell very well on the Xbox platform.
I know they don't. I know. What comes to that, I know. But when you start a service, you need to keep updating it. Otherwise, what?
They are updating it though. They are updating it.
A month.
They are.
It's just not the games I guess you particularly want, but they are.
What Microsoft's doing in the service.
I think the issue is that you're
Game Pass for PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
One person at a time, please. One person at a time, please. Go ahead.
You're expecting them to do the exact same thing as Microsoft is doing with Game Pass, but they are not doing that, and they can do that because their first party games are too expensive to put on a subscription service day and date, and they are not in the same position because Microsoft is going into this and spending a lot of money buying publishers and essentially taking a loss on Game Pass because that service is bleeding money at the moment, hoping that is going to grow to a point where they have the market position that they can dictate terms, and then you will see that the indie developers who are now praising it, and some are not, but there are also some who are praising it, will see, oh yeah, I mean the conditions suddenly turn out to be quite different. A lot of them will be worse than they were before because Microsoft is in the position to say, yeah, look, because you see that the same thing with movie and film subscription service like Netflix. They're now reached a point to say, okay, yeah, the growth period is over. We're gonna stop investing so much money, and keeping us into debt. We're just gonna start, maximizing revenue, maximizing profits, and minimizing losses. And you see that has an effect on the service. They're canceling shows. They're trying to nickel and dime you, with raising prices, etc. And you see like what happening with Warner Bros. with HBO. It had a merger, but you also see that subscription service is quite vulnerable when there's a change in management. You have now new management who has a different agenda because he gets like a bonus of $250,000, $1 billion, if he meets his targets within the first year. So he's starting to cut costs. So he's starting to we're going to merge the subscription services. We're going to remove everything that has some sort of deal where we have to pay residuals or something like that, right? That's why you see movies and shows disappearing, even if they were made for that service. And that's a risk you have with the subscription service. That we might also see games disappearing, and we always see that, but we will see them disappearing because of a change in management, because of a cost cutting measure. And that's also inevitably going to happen with something like Game Pass.
Okay. One correction. I don't want them to go day and date. I absolutely don't. I truly believe PlayStation when they say that if they go day and date, that's gonna impact their quality of games. Like, I truly believe that. Microsoft is the living, breathing epitome of that. However, a game like Elden Ring or a game like Kena, for example, it's old. It can't go into the subscription service now.
You can't put everything in there though. You just don't put everything in there, and
that makes no sense though.
Maybe they don't own Kena Bridge of Spirits. For all we know, Ember Lab may not want that game in the service. So
that's bullshit.
There's a lot of factors that go.
Omar, Jesus.
Omar, man.
Oh, no. The reason why I said bullshit because studios were hyping it up when the game goes into service. Believe it or not, they get paid for it. After, if a game is already released and it's a year later or something like that, and they put it in subscription service, people are hyped because of that. And I'm talking about developers. They're getting money out of it. That's why I said they even encourage it even.
When you put your product in a service as well, what you're doing is the owners of this service are like, hey, all right, well, I'll just wait next time when it comes out. Eventually it'll go in there. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why a developer or a publisher may not want to put their game in the service. Especially something like Elden Ring. Elden Ring is still selling. Yeah. There's no reason to put it in a service.
So if it goes to Game Pass, then what?
When it comes to Game Pass, they wrote that a massive check unnecessarily. Like, Sony ain't about to do that. Sony doesn't need to do that. Xbox is like we were saying, Xbox, their whole business is Game Pass. That's the selling. It's not about the console. It's not about the games. It's about Game Pass. So they have to make their subscription service look as appealing as possible, especially right now in 2022 where they don't really have shit. Elden Ring would be a big get for them, but Sony is not in that same position. They don't need to do that shit. For what?
Why can't these two companies have different business models? They don't have to mimic each other.
Because one company
that works for them.
because
One
one
company
company
is,
is
but you don't follow the loser.
because one company is literally tiptoeing. Because I would have said nothing if games like Stray, if games like other games that were day and date or games on PlayStation Plus. Like PlayStation is testing the water with these games. And again, I said it over and over again. I don't want them to go day and date. I absolutely don't want. But I want for their subscription service to grow.
But I don't know if you realize this by them, but growing that subscription service, they want it to grow, but you don't want it to grow exponentially because you're like, okay, it
So
could
why did
be
you start it
detrimental to
to
your
begin
other
with
business model
then?
because then it could be detrimental to your other business model. So it's an option, but for Sony, this is not their primary focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
that's why Xbox pushes it so much. Like that's
Yeah.
their business model. Game Pass is what they're selling. It's not it's for PlayStation Plus. This is like a side. It's for
Okay.
PlayStation. It's a side thing.
Here's also the thing is that look, whatever Sony wants to do or whatever is best for them is necessarily best for us. So I mean, I would rather them not growing their subscription service. I would rather them dial that down or at least be cautious there and just say
Same.
Very
The reality
strategic
of
about
things,
it.
we don't have control. We don't have control when it comes to subscription service and putting the games on PC, or maybe even day and date on PC.
We do have our behavior, of course, does affect their strategy.
Right. Exactly. It
I'm
does.
so. Hey, Weeb, have you ever read the interview that Jim Ryan said? Did when he said
For what?
we didn't hear any pushback from putting our games on PC. When
So that means he was listening for it.
when literally every single YouTuber I know was against that idea, and they made a video of it, and they made
the difference-
podcast of it,
I'm
and
saying I said behavior, Omar. Didn't say what we said or hear what our voices were. Behavior is looking at the metrics, right? Does that have an effect on our sales? Do we see change in buying behavior? And that will affect their strategy. Like now they see, for example, that the majority of games are bought digitally. So that's why they're more comfortable, for example, selling you collector's editions with only a digital game and not a physical version of the game. Because these kind of things matter. They see that and they adjust their strategy on that, and that of course pushes people further to the direction they want. But because of course they want everybody to go digital because they can get more money that way. That's how it works. And the same with the subscription services. If they see that we're moving more and more to consuming games on subscription services, yes, then they're gonna put more and more games in that service because they see that that's the way they can make the most money. But I don't want that because you can see the quality of games will be affected by it.
I know.
They literally said so. So I don't really care for them to grow their service. I mean, I rather that them not doing it and that shit fails. And I don't care. Let Microsoft have let Game Pass be the best gaming subscription service out there. Let's see how long that lasts. Let's see how long. I mean, we're already seeing right now that it's dry as fuck. And
we're gonna talk about the numbers.
Subscription numbers dropped.
We're gonna talk about the numbers. Okay, first of all,
but they can tell us, wait until next year, right? I mean, and sure, there will be games coming next year, but we've also seen that Microsoft is really bad at planning their releases, right?
Oh yeah.
So they don't. Yeah. So even let's say if next year it's going to be a great year, what about the year after that? Probably it's going to be a dry year again because they have nothing then, and everything else is going to come out in 2025. So we see how that works, and you're trying to sell me on that service, like you want me to keep on paying for that because that's the behavior that's going to happen. We see that with. I mean, I occasionally subscribe to Netflix when something new comes or the second season or something. And I let the
Oh.
subscription run out, and then I renew. I buy another car when there's something interesting on it. That's going to happen
Right.
with these ones too. People are going to cancel subscriptions because there's shit to play, and then they renew it when Halo or Gears or whatever drops, and then let it run out when it's.
First of all, I
Just a race to
misinterpreted.
the bottom.
Yeah, 1 second. First of all, I misinterpreted your what's called your comment, Weep. Sorry about that. Thank you for correcting me. Second of all, what did I want to say? Microsoft doesn't even have the foresight to hit up Callisto Protocol devs or even the Gotham Knight devs and tell them.
Callisto Protocol is
these games
is
are
being
marketed
marketed
by
by
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
One person at a time, please. Morgan, go ahead.
Yeah, Callisto Protocol is marketed by PlayStation, so they can't.
Oh,
But Gotham Knight
it
is
is.
free.
Gotham
They can do
Knights.
that.
Oh, what about
And
Gotham
how
Knight?
How do you
Gotham
know
Knights
they did?
PlayStation.
Oh, it
Well,
is?
they
No, I don't
think it
Pretty sure
was.
it is.
Really?
I don't think
think it
so.
is.
I don't remember
think
it
so?
ever being the case.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think that's the only one because it was
Okay, let me
Callisto
ask you a
and
question,
Harry
Omar.
Potter that
One,
are
one person at a
PlayStation.
time, please. Morgan, go ahead. Sorry, Link.
Okay.
No, you're good. No, my bad, Link. I was just saying. I think it's just Callisto and Harry Potter that are PlayStation. I
Yeah.
think Gotham Knights. That's why people are asking Xbox, get Gotham Knights because it's basically like the only big third party
Not gonna
that's
lie.
not.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. There is Diofield Protocol. There is Diofield. There is even Star Ocean. Are they also
Xbox
marketed by
players ain't about to play them
PlayStation?
shits. You already know that.
No, but
Maybe.
no, but if you wanna attract your audience, don't you go out and secure these games? Am I missing something?
Okay, let me ask you a question, Omar. Let me ask you a question. Some of these publishers don't want to debut their games in a service. They want to sell them. It's as simple as that. If you listen to what Strauss Zelnick said, the CEO of Take-Two, it just sometimes doesn't make good business sense to put a game in a service when you know you can sell millions of copies.
I'm
It just
pretty
doesn't
sure
make
if
sense.
I mean, according
But
to bots, though,
again-
GTA 6 is going to be day one.
a game
Game
like
Pass, so.
a game like Diofield, and as much as I love Star Ocean, they're not gonna do that much of numbers.
Yeah, but they ain't stupid either.
Yeah, they don't want to. They may
I
not
don't think-
want to do
nah,
that.
I just don't think-
nah.
I just don't think Xbox is going to shell out money for that because I don't think they think their players are going to play that.
This is the same Microsoft that went out and got and secured the exclusivity deal for what's called what's the name of the game? The JRPG game that's on.
Well, it's not exclusive. They just got it to come to their platform. But you're talking about Octopath.
At first, it was exclusive.
Yeah, Octopath is bigger though, I think, than
But
Star
the-
Ocean.
No, but Octopath is not bigger than
I
Star
haven't really heard much about Star Ocean. Like, I don't
You're-
think people, Xbox
you-
players would see that and be like, okay.
Nah, Star Ocean 1, 2, 3, there was the GOAT. Also, Star Ocean.
I think Star Ocean used to be big. Star Ocean
used
is
to be.
definitely.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think
a
that
little
would
bit-
be appealing.
Yeah, for a little bit of small history of Star Ocean. The older one used to be a GOAT. When it came to 6, they fucked it up and almost killed the franchise. And now they're trying to revive it with this one. And we will see how it is. So, it's still a big IP. It's not Final Fantasy level big, but it
Yeah.
is Tales. You play Tales, right?
You talking about me? Tales of Arise? Is that what you're talking
Tales of
about?
Arise, yeah?
She hasn't played it yet.
I haven't played it. No.
Oh, okay. This is as big as the Tales franchise. Star Ocean franchise is. So far I know. So, if for them to secure this game as on day one Game Pass, would do them really good. Especially with Japanese audience.
Oh, for the 50 people in Japan that got an Xbox? Oh, okay.
I think Microsoft
They don't have an Xbox. They have a PC. Come on, or even a
I
phone.
think that I don't know if these games really move the needle with Microsoft with their customer base. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they would look
They
at
have a
that and be
different
like, "What is this?"
Yeah, they have a different appetite when it comes to consuming games. They like multiplayer, they like shooters. You know, these Japanese type games don't do well on that platform, whether they're in a service or they sell them. They just don't have the audience for it over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yes,
They're not really looking at them
Right.
like that.
Right. They put Dragon Quest was in Game Pass. How many people talked about that? There weren't a lot of Xbox guys uploading footage from that game.
Kingdom Hearts
They just
used to be
generally
in
aren't playing
Game
those type
Pass.
of games.
Kingdom
Huh?
Hearts used to be in Game Pass. Now it's gone.
Right,
What
because yeah.
I'm gonna go to Kay, cause she's been the most quiet. Sorry, Kay. What's your thought? Oh, are you busy? Oh, she might be busy. The next conversation is going to be, so let me ask you guys a simple question. Yes or no answer. With the acquisition...
Hey, sorry.
Hey, you're back. Welcome back. Go ahead.
I wasn't getting picked up for some reason on my mic, so had to do
Yeah, I
something
saw
quick.
you. I saw you unmuting and then muting. I'm like, maybe you're busy or something like that.
So, original topic was talking about
Well, basically, we
the
went on a whole
outrage
tangent. Yeah, precisely.
over PlayStation blocking games going to Game Pass, right?
Yep, precise.
So, yeah. So, honestly, I feel like it's fake outrage. Every company does this, and because there's not a whole lot to be angry about, to be angry towards PlayStation for, they have to make shit up.
Exactly.
I mean, it's what
Yeah,
they're
go ahead.
doing, like I said, everyone's doing it. It's no different than paying for exclusive rights and deals. Like what you guys were talking about earlier. And like Nate was saying, that PlayStation has certain relationships with, certain companies, and we've known in the past that companies have, they have company 1, 2, and 3 that they go to ask, hey, do you want this game? And if PlayStation is number 1 on their list, then they're going to go to PlayStation. I mean, for the Marvel IP, I think Microsoft was actually asked first.
Facts.
And that's their fault that they turned it down.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Their loss.
So
Our game.
Right. So there's nothing new going on. They're just crying and bitching because, Microsoft isn't, doing what maybe they exactly want, or maybe they just want to hold something over PlayStation. And because they can't really hold anything over PlayStation, they have to look for shit to make up to be like, oh, well, PlayStation is in the wrong for doing this. So.
Gotcha. A quick question to all of you. I'm gonna start with Viper. Do you see, first of all, strictly, can you see my, what's called, my chat? Because I asked you a few times if you can join. Just let me know if you can't. Will Microsoft become the market leader this generation if the acquisition goes through with Activision? And we might see another acquisition happen from Microsoft, because I don't believe
Will Microsoft what?
1 second.
Be the market leader this generation.
Get well soon, 60. So I'm gonna repeat the question. Will Microsoft become the market leader if this generation, if the acquisition for Activision go through? Because we don't know if it's gonna go through or not.
As far as like what?
Sorry?
Market leader services or what?
No, market leader in general. Like,
no.
They take. Let me continue. If they buy, they already almost bought Activision. If they go out and buy another publisher, because Microsoft is not stopping after Activision. They're on a hunt.
No, because everything they've have touched so far has turned to shit.
Oh man.
Oh,
Okay.
I will give my next born child on that one.
Oh, don't do that.
yeah. I don't believe Microsoft going to become the market leader because they don't have. They're buying all these studios, but they still don't have the talent level that Sony has when it comes to first party. And when you look at the situation like Activision, the biggest cash cow over there on the console is Call of Duty over there, and that game's going to continue to remain multi-platform. So I don't think
Hey,
so.
Omar, there is one condition where that becomes a yes, and that's if Microsoft acquires PlayStation.
Yeah, wow.
Okay. And Nate, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, you have to repeat the question.
Okay, so
I was distracted by the chat. I had to move that
it's
person.
okay. Oh yeah, thank you about that. I was about to move myself. Do you think Microsoft will become the market leader if the acquisition for Activision goes through, and then they go out and buy another big publisher? Because they're not stopping with Activision only.
I don't think they got room to get another publisher. I think that would
Come
get
on,
stopped cold.
come on.
No, I mean I think it would get stopped. Period. Like
You,
I don't think they would even allow that to even get through
you, re-
preliminaries.
you really believe they're not going to be able to buy what's called
Think about who's left at that point. Who
let's
exactly?
say EA or even
They're gonna get
what's called
Take Two.
Ubisoft. Top
Nope,
upper
can't see that
room.
either. Like
Let's
I
say
just don't see them
they
allowing
can have
that to happen.
Ubisoft, to be honest.
Yeah, like Tencent or somebody. Number one, Tencent ain't letting that happen. So that you want to talk about throwing money around? Tencent's not letting that happen.
okay,
And Tencent already has like a controlling interest. So
EA
no.
wanna be bought. They said they're open to be bought. Let's say Microsoft buy them.
Honestly, I think you're just taking a loss purchasing them. To be honest, so I couldn't see that anyway. I mean, they might be able to get away with that, but mainly just because EA isn't doing shit besides Apex Legends at this point, and there are few sports franchises. But
Madden.
Madden and stuff like that wouldn't really change anything because they would run into the same problem, right? They have too many games that are essentially like Activision, where they're basically being forced to be like, "Hey, we're going to leave these titles on, we're going to leave these titles multi-platform." They'd run into the same problem. I don't think the hassle would be worth it. I think you'll definitely see someone else get EA. Yeah, like there's just too many of those just don't make sense, right? Number one, that my other problem with that, like whether or not they're done or not, because Xbox fans want to think they're never done, right? Like they need to sit their ass down and produce something. Like I'm at this point, like it's sickening. Like Xbox fans, like spaces and podcasts are now like basically essentially like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Nah,
Like when your own fan base is questioning what the
nah,
fuck
nah,
are you
nah,
doing,
nah.
what's the
Who's
problem?
talking that like that? I need to hear that person
I mean, you
talk.
wouldn't be in those spaces because you don't like those people.
Oh,
So
are
yeah,
they really starting to question Microsoft now?
absolutely.
Who are these people? Are they genuine or?
No, they're being genuine.
No, they're being genuine in this. Like they're upset at this point. They're absolutely like, what the
So
fuck is happening
so
with these
it took them
studios and all these people
until
you have?
now. It took
Oh
them
yeah, I mean,
until
don't
now
get me
to be
wrong, they're late as fuck. Like they're hella late.
precisely.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a mess. Like all the rest of that shit is a waste. Microsoft needs to focus internally and get shit done, right? Like people are number one. People are counting certain things way too fast, right? Like somebody was stating they had a conversation in one of the spaces, and they were talking about how talented the Horizon team is, especially because they're getting to work on Fable. But I'm like, yeah, but technically they haven't done shit on Fable yet, and they're struggling to even get the project off the ground. Like Microsoft is. To get these studios that are up under them on track, right? Like like next year for sure, right? Because obviously this year is done for them. If they cannot produce multiple things by next year, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Like it's an absolute clusterfuck going on over there. If all these studios you have cannot produce multiple things, like it can't just be Starfield next year. That's not till November or whatever. Anyway, like that shit got delayed a full year. Where's the rest of all this shit? They got like 40, 50 fucking developers at this point. Like, not to mention all the other devs that they had prior. People keep acting like they had no devs before they started buying devs. Like Microsoft had none.
No, they had a few. They
So,
just didn't do anything with them. They never
Absolutely
let them work on new IP.
Halo, Gears, and Forza. That was it.
They had the coalition. Instead of telling them to work on a new IP, no, go make Fable. Or no, go make what's called a new Gears. Which is crazy. They gave the dev that is working on Gears to make a Forza game, and they tell the Forza game that making Forza to make a Gears game. Am I correct?
I mean, they're trying to force someone.
I remember they flipped the. I remember they flipped it somewhere around.
Yeah, I mean, they're still trying to get all this shit off the ground. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. This is just disappointing, and it's like, this is why I say, like, when people don't see the current state of Xbox's studios that they've already had and the new studios underneath them, and they keep wanting them to be acquired by this company that can't do shit with them. To me, at that point, you're telling me that you do not care about quality and the health of the gaming industry, because this company thus far has not proven anything except purchasing power. This company has not done shit, anything good this entire fucking generation for the gaming industry, and one of their flagship titles is fucking trash. And they couldn't even get that off the ground correctly.
And Nate, you're talking to the people that literally playing Power Wash Simulator.
Bro, you can leave Power Wash Simulator alone.
And Peppa Pig. Don't forget that.
Oh man, that's for the kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
the little kiddies. Yeah,
mm-hmm. But it's the best. But market leader, no, right? Like no, that's not going to be a thing. It's not going to happen that easily.
I don't.
The only way that's going to happen is if PlayStation begins to struggle again with production of the PS5, because like recently they've ramped it up a ton. I don't know how it's doing in other countries, but we've had multiple releases here for weeks on end where GameStop has gotten stock repeatedly, Amazon has gotten stock repeatedly, and the PlayStation Direct has gotten stock. So as long as whatever they've done to ramp up production can continue, no, I don't see Xbox becoming the market leader. But yeah, if they still struggle as hard as they have, and Microsoft keeps releasing, the shelves keep staying stocked with, the Series S this holiday season, yeah, I mean, a lot of parents don't know better, and they're going to just, oh, well, my son wants something, or my daughter wants something, so I'll pick up this thing, and it costs $2.99. Like, that's how parents.
Also, there's the cloud aspect of it as well.
Another thing to factor in is what they need is to get off the ground. Right now, they're being monkey stomped. What they need to do is get one banger, just one, that says, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. You get that one banger, and they can start climbing off the ground. But I don't know what, like you said, I don't know what the studios are doing.
Yeah, Game of the Year 2023. What you talking about?
I disagree with just one banger. We are, and I see what you're doing, Viper. I see what you're doing, Viper. But we're not gonna give them that leeway, because because this is Microsoft we're talking about.
They need to start. I'm not saying they need only one. They have to start. Right now, it's been like a decade where they've just been gold drugged.
That's on them
to get started.
That's on. But Their fan base ate that shit up. That's on them. This is why I'm a PlayStation owner. Because when PlayStation fucked up, I call them out. I don't care what platform it is. If your platform is fucking up, you call them out. So I asked almost, I think, everyone, and everyone answered. The
You
second
didn't ask me. God.
You gave your answers through the
I
conversation.
definitely didn't.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
cool. No,
Go
you
ahead.
move on. No.
Okay, go ahead, Morgan.
Move
Go
on,
ahead,
bro.
Morgan. You're the only one that thinks Microsoft is gonna take this generation. Go ahead.
You don't need to answer your dumbass questions, Omar.
He said my answer isn't a valuable contribution to the podcast. That's okay.
No, I actually said you're gonna be the only person that gonna say that Microsoft is gonna take this generation. So I actually
Listen, I'll say that when Xbox starts paying me for this ambassador program, then I'll say that. But as for right now, when it starts in the checks, I'm like, they're taking it. They're taking it all. Yeah, we plant the green flag out here. But I just don't think Xbox. I don't think they're going to be the market leader because they just don't penetrate enough of the market itself to effectively, lead in those numbers. Like, sure, I think they'll have somewhat great subscription numbers. I don't think they're going to reach the 100 million that their goal is or whatever, but I'm sure it'll be pretty high. They'll lead in that possibly, but as far as like sales and hardware and basically every other metric that we use to define who won the generation, no, I don't see Xbox leading that way.
Gotcha. And the final topic when it comes to this whole Xbox PlayStation.
Wait, did you ask me?
Oh man, didn't even ask Casey.
He didn't know. Wait.
Damn.
Oh man, he just neglecting the women in here. Oh man.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Third week in a row.
Man. You see
Kay, I truly forgot. My Morgan, I thought you gave us thought in. Right, Kay. Sorry about that. It's just a matter we have too many people on our book. I'm sorry.
Just because I have a dog profile picture doesn't mean I should be treated like one.
Oh man, tell him.
Oh shit! Stop.
Get him.
Oh. At least you didn't pull up the what's called sexist card. So
that's coming next. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Go ahead, Kay.
But no, I agree with Morgan. I don't see them becoming that. They would have to start putting out just on a consistent basis over years of GOTY material for them to start even becoming the market leader.
Facts.
Okay. So shout out to Upper Room. He's saying Microsoft may bring in quite a few extra casuals without mobile quality games on a subscription, but it seems a little pricey for the crowd. PlayStation is also
quality.
focusing on the mobile, so we're gonna see how that's gonna pan out. For me, the different maker would be, and you guys gonna laugh at me, but it's the TV one. The Samsung TV, the what's called the cloud. That's gonna bring up a few people with them to the service.
When they get that stick or the little USB that people can put in their TVs to stream Game Pass.
Hey, I'm gonna get that. I would buy one because I wanna play some games on Xbox that I can't own. Some, not all. Like for example, I'm interested in Redfall. But that's
man, they got one. They converted Omar. Oh god,
that's about it. Because that's all I know. I would never play Hellblade 2 unless they improved upon the original, which this doesn't seem to be the case.
Oh damn.
No, Hellblade is one of the worst games out there, so we're gonna leave it at
god.
that.
Sir, the
Lady,
disrespect.
lady,
Oh my
lady.
goodness.
I'm sorry, I was too disrespectful towards the worst game out there.
My God.
Yeah.
Look, okay, I get it. The combat leaves much to be desired, but I
No,
mean,
it's
the
not
story, the
it's not
character.
no, it's
Come
not
on now.
no, it's a combat, it's a puzzle, it's even the story was
Oh
almost
man.
like I saw the ending coming before it even happened. I knew what's gonna happen. I'm like, yeah, no. You're
Damn.
gonna be who I think you are, and yeah, I was right.
See, it's all right. I got you, Xbox players. Hellblade 2 is a day one for me. All right, that's gonna be the
Okay.
reason
I
I
wouldn't
finally
mind playing
get the
Hellblade
Series
2.
X.
I wouldn't
That
mind
shit
playing Hellblade 2,
better be
but
longer though.
One
It better be
time,
longer than
please.
10 hours. My bad, Viper. Go ahead.
What do you want
that's
to
it.
say, Viper?
I wouldn't mind playing Hellblade 2, but I'm not gonna buy a whole ass Xbox for it.
Oh man.
You own a PC. You're golden.
Yeah, on a PC. Okay, yeah, I guess I could go that route. But I
Yeah,
need to update my
precisely.
PC. It's old though. It's old though. I can play older games, but the newer games I need a new PC.
Oh, he said he got that old
Gotcha.
shit.
Okay. I mean, you're gonna manage, trust me. I know you can. The final topic that I want to talk with is about the Microsoft.
Oh man, and Weeb. Oh damn.
Fuck me.
What's your excuse this time?
Oh man.
I swear. I just went hide under
He's
the rock.
targeting the top otters. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I think it's a problem. It's Otter Nation that he's coming for. Honestly.
He's other-sis.
I just want to bury myself under a rock
Otter-sis.
and disappear. I'm done. Oh my god.
We know what it is.
Suicidal. Oh my god. Nah, look, welcome to the outside. I don't care what everyone think of me, but forgetting 3 panel members, that's disrespectful as fuck. I apologize. Oh my god.
Yeah, you better.
Go ahead, Weeb.
Oh yeah, the answer is no. I don't see it happening because Xbox is trash.
Oh man.
Oh
Next
man,
up.
okay. Short and sweet. Gotcha. Final topic about Xbox before we move to the Corporate situation. With the release of Elder Scrolls, the next Elder Scroll, I think 6, and with what's the name of that game? Starfield. Should this game be extra under the microscope because Bethesda is known to release buggy games and unfinished games and then patch them later or rely on modders? Should that mantra vanish because Microsoft now owns them? I'm gonna start with an 8.
You said, should that mantra vanish?
Yeah, what I mean by that, should Bethesda then no longer get a pass? Because Bethesda gets a pass by releasing buggy and unfinished games. Like heck, even what's his name? Todd Howard, Mr. It Just Works, and 16 times the details.
That's God Howard to you, sir.
He even made a he made even a joke out of it. I read online on the internet that our games have bugs in them. He said that life on air. It's true because it's the internet, he said. So my question is, will they get away with it if they release now an unfinished game under the mantra of Microsoft?
Absolutely. I mean, the game, their games inherently, the way they are designed, especially still using the engine that's famous for developing those bugs. I mean, they're definitely going to get away with that still. I mean, is the hope that the game will be considerably more polished, in the time frame that they have, potentially. But I mean, we also don't really, as far as we know, I mean, working with Microsoft so far isn't going to really change, their development process all that much as it stands. So, like they essentially bought them to be autonomous. basically keep doing what you're doing. That's why we bought you, because we like what you're doing. So yeah, not really.
Will they not give them money though to improve?
Yeah, but it's not the money, right? Like, because they've had the money to complete the games the entire time. The only thing the money could do is add to the available hands on deck to try and alleviate this process. But I mean, it's a mess, regardless. So maybe, but I mean, if you've played those games, right, the way that I have, there are just so many different ways to break them, even when they're not, right? Like I've probably encountered the least amount of bugs in any game I've played thus far from them or any other developer, right? I play my games pretty much exactly as intended, right? I'm not playing GTA running into a wall at 600 miles an hour to try and, fall through the map or other crazy shit that people do. And I still run into them, right? Bethesda is still just famous for that. The amount of times you try to progress a quest and the quest doesn't take, or the person doesn't realize you're answering the quest. Or it's like all these things are quirks within the engine that, I mean, honestly, even after patch after patch after patch of some of the older games, all these things still exist in those games. So yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll necessarily get a pass, but I mean, if the game is playable, I mean, I can't go get on everybody for that, because I've had flawless playthroughs in these games, right? And it's the same for some of these other games where people are like, oh, well, it had this bug and that bug, and people say that about Horizon Forbidden West, but my playthrough was flawless with the exception of like randomly dropping to I think it dropped to like 17 FPS, and all I did was save I saved the game and I reloaded like 30 seconds later, and it was fine. Like that's literally the only thing I ran into.
But a game like Fallout is gonna be massively bigger than a game like Forbidden West. But
well,
also,
you're talking about the variables and how they design the game, right?
But also the bugs and glitches in Fallout are way worse than Forbidden West. And to make matter worse, it's bugs and glitches that coming from older Fallout. So let's say Fallout 3 had you.
Well, part of what you're saying is the engine, right? All those things were pervasive through all their games because the engine had inherent problems that they never snuffed out.
Yeah, that creation engine.
But should they not then switch to a different engine then?
So they're using the creation engine 2 now for this. It's not a new, it's just an iteration on the original creation engine. So it's going to be just as shitty, maybe slightly less.
Yeah, slightly less. Essentially, they're not switching full on to a new one until the Elder Scrolls 6. The Elder Scrolls 6, they said they're going to something completely new.
Yeah, so expect bugs upon bugs in this one in Starfield. Which is why we saw that. So why we saw that person headless walking around headless in that trailer or whatever. Like, because
it's just when I think of it. Now it's no longer Bethesda Fallout, it's gonna be Microsoft Fallout, so it's gonna be under the banner of Microsoft. So that's why I'm like, they should then get almost like polish it extra.
I mean, but and they had a point, because they're their own subsidiary when it comes to them. Like, there's a reason why it was called the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase, not just the Xbox Showcase. It's because they're their own separate thing from Xbox. Like, kind of like how I guess Bungie's going to be with PlayStation. Like, they're not going to be under them. They're going to be under the SIE banner, but they're not.
That's a different case because Bethesda Xbox is what's called Bethesda is not putting any games anymore on PlayStation, unlike Bungie. They're still doing multiplayer. That's the difference.
Yeah, they said that. No, they said they're going to keep Destiny multiplat. Like they didn't say anything. Like they said new may be exclusive, may not. It's just it depends.
No, I think they said they're gonna stay multiplat. They said the next franchise is gonna be multiplat.
No, they said their next game is multiplat.
Yeah,
probably because they've been working on it already. So I'm sure it is multiplat. But I mean, I would think newer things might be exclusive. But still it's the same. Like they're not under the Xbox umbrella. Like Todd doesn't answer to Matt Booty. He answers to Phil. Like he doesn't have to go through Matt Booty, who is the head of first party development. He doesn't talk to him. He talks to Phil. Like he doesn't answer to Matt. So they're their own thing outside of Xbox, but they're still under Xbox, if that makes sense.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Marvin. Okay.
Sorry, I had to step outside for 1 second to get fuel. What was the question?
So the question is, if you paid attention, not now, in general, Bethesda games always launched buggy and unfinished mess. With the acquisition by Microsoft, do you think their games are gonna improve when it comes to the bugs and glitches? And if not, do you think they should be held accountable this time for it? Because it's no longer the Bethesda show, it's no longer the Bethesda games, it's the Microsoft Bethesda game.
Right. I get what you're saying. Honestly, I think in general, whoever oversees that department on getting that shit, fixed and ironed out, that's honestly, they are the one that should get the blame, so whoever oversees that, whoever manages that, whether it's Activision or Microsoft when they actually buy, it's whoever oversees that, in my opinion.
Gotcha. That would be Phil Spencer. He oversees everything now.
I just want to see the Xbox fans hold that same energy that they had for Horizon.
Lady.
That's
all
I want.
Lady, you
It's calling out a lot of shit, a lot of bugs and stuff. I just want to see if they gonna hold that same energy.
Lady, this is the same people that said Halo it was never a realism game when it was first revealed.
Oh, that's
Stop
that's
it.
true.
But Gorilla, they put out those patches really quickly, like just bam, 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 bam. It wasn't like, a year later and they go, oh, okay, now like half the shit's fixed.
Welcome back, Link. Mr. I still believe Starfield is going to PlayStation. I'll never drop that one with you.
No, I don't know where you. No. Mm-mm. I don't give a shit about none of the Bethesda games, to be honest with you. I don't play them.
But you do believe that Starfield is going to PlayStation, right?
No, I don't believe that.
You are on record saying that. On my show.
Snap.
On multiple
He said he
shows.
got the footage.
Maybe that was way back, but I don't think so.
Nah,
I don't think PlayStation needs that.
this was after Bethesda bought after Microsoft bought Bethesda, and the deal was completed, and even Starfield was
maybe so, but we're always allowed to change our opinion, right? And I've changed my opinion a long time ago.
No, I remember.
I don't give a shit about that game.
You don't need to give a shit about the game. But do you still believe that it's going to PlayStation?
No.
Okay. So you finally saw the light. Okay, gotcha.
No, I don't think so. I mean, from what I've seen from that game, it don't need to be on PlayStation. It need to be under more construction because that shit looked like ass.
Oh man.
Oh
Sir,
yeah,
please.
no. Starfield Showcase was horrible. Not gonna lie. It was absolutely
it wasn't
horrendous.
good. It was bad.
Good thing on them for delaying it.
Performance was the major issue. Dropping below 30 frames.
The major issue was the person that is literally walking with his head up, what's called 360
Backwards.
degree.
Are you guys trying to tell me that you weren't impressed by the dead look in the eyes of the NPC who was
Oh
staring at the
no,
screen?
I was
That's what you're
You
trying to
know
tell me?
what?
I was actually
You-
more impressed with the shotgun that's using a different bullet type. Like that,
Well-
way more impressive.
This is the thing, right? You take a game like Horizon Forbidden West that was criticized by the media and the fans, as far as, hey, you take these quests, it's just zooming in on the face of the NPC and you see them talking. So what do they do with Forbidden West? All of the quests, side quests, main quests are fully acted NPCs. They're not just zooming in on their face. You see them walking, you see them moving, they're gesturing.
Some
They're
of the
actually
best NPC out there. Not
Right.
even fronting with this one.
But with this damn Starfield, you don't see an upgrade on the way they give quests and stuff like that. They still zoom in on these deadpan faces with these blank stares. It just doesn't feel like it's a next generation game.
Well,
I
damn
think-
the NPCs. Look at the damn trees. They look like army blankets.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
but
that game
regular
I like.
trees, yo, chill.
I think Nate can cover that one. I think the fan base don't really care about that. Really, I'm talking about the fan base of the Bethesda game. I'm not talking about the Microsoft company. What's called Riders. I'm literally talking about the Bethesda fan base. They just care about creating their own story, running around, shooting zombies, shooting whatever, and call it a day. They really don't care about dead NPCs. NPCs that look like 2 gens behind. Would you agree or disagree, Nate?
That they don't care.
Yeah, because it doesn't bother them. Because they're all about the experience and not much as
I
focusing.
mean, I'm not gonna say that because that shit absolutely bothers me. Like,
Oh man.
Okay.
yeah, like I mean,
But
like
you're
the reason I
you
was
play
excited
on
for
PlayStation.
Skyrim is because it didn't look like shit. Like finally, like I wasn't into Morrowind and all that shit beforehand. I thought Morrowind looked like absolute trash. Like, and I didn't like it. So yeah, I couldn't get past that.
Man, let me
That
tell
was-
you
that was
something.
the biggest issue.
Morrowind, listen, man. Morrowind was fucking dog shit. I played it on the original Xbox. I heard all these people hyping it up. I booted it up. I played about 45 minutes. I said, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. The graphics, the gameplay, I just was... The way that people were hyping this game up versus what I saw, two totally different things.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people it don't matter clearly from how hyped they were for that kind of shit. But yeah, it definitely mattered to me because until they made that leap, I personally was not into it. And this was someone a friend of mine had built a PC that I helped him build when he was into Morrowind, and he was actually developing mods for it and everything. And I told him I just couldn't understand why he was playing that shit because it was so damn ugly, even on PC. So it definitely matters for me. But yeah, there's a large portion of people out there that'll just accept whatever the fuck gets thrown in their face from that company. But yeah, I mean, we've definitely reached a new standard, so they need to step it up. Yeah.
I
So
mean-
I'm interested to see what's going to happen, but
Starfield is not going to be it because we already seen how Starfield is.
I mean,
They got 6 more months of development. You don't think they can like completely overhaul the look? You don't think it's gonna get updated?
I mean, for the thing
That was an old build. Come on.
Yeah, that was an old build.
Well,
That doesn't count.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Nate. Didn't they reuse character models from older Fallout series and put them into Starfield? Because to me, that seemed what they did.
I mean, I haven't seen that exact report, but I mean, I wouldn't argue that when you've seen the way that the characters look and the still having, like you said, the like they mentioned earlier, the same dead look in their eyes and stuff like that. Like those are very
You're into my
Fallout traits.
soul.
They're gonna
Yeah.
add goatees. That's how they fix that. Goatees.
It's not the same guy. He got to go T this time. God.
And a mohawk.
It's weird.
Gotcha. Okay. Morgan, what's your thought?
Oh no, I already answered. I appreciate you. Asking for my opinion again, though. That's what's up.
You know
I
what
feel,
that
I feel
means.
validated.
I
I feel
didn't want to
validated.
give you a chance
You didn't
to
listen
play
to
the
your
right
answer.
card. So go
Watch
ahead.
him forget me next.
I didn't want to
Oh.
give you the chance to play the Texas card. So go ahead.
No, but you did because you had to ask. That means you didn't listen.
Oh fuck's sake.
Oh man, you can't win no more.
Kay, stay on your lane. You're driving.
Oh man, she said, "Yeah, woman, stay in your lane."
No,
You're
she's
the
driving.
one that- you're the one that-
She's on the road driving. So stay in your
Oh my
lane.
god! Oh, he meant literally. Oh man, the way you try to flip that. Good save,
precisely.
Omar. Good save.
That's most thinking. Now go ahead, Morgan.
Shit.
Okay,
I can't
so
remember
when
what the hell was the original
opinion,
question.
You're already lost. See?
Listen. I got distracted. Okay. It was about we're still talking about the creation engine, right?
It's about the Bethesda situation, how their game
Yeah,
is unbuggy and
talking
unfinished.
about No Man's Sky. Yes.
No Man's Sky. Oh, okay. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's still gonna be buggy when it launches. It's still gonna have glitches there, and it's not gonna be a problem for most of the people. I don't think they're gonna write it off and say it's fine. This is how Fallout and Bethesda have always been. It's not an issue. We're just here for the gameplay, yada yada yada. But then when a game that they like is graphically pleasing, then that's all they can talk about is how graphically amazing it looks. Then that's when graphics matter. But but other times when the graphics aren't so hot and the game is glitching to hell, then that's not important. It's about the gameplay at that point. But
it's massive. It's a massive world, way more massive than Forbidden West.
Yeah. The excuse is it's got like 100 planets. You can't expect them to look. You can't expect this game to look graphically appealing. Look how many planets they gotta go to.
It got 1,000 planets.
Oh,
but
1,000. My bad. You're right. My bad.
But only 4 cities.
Oh,
So
bro, that killed me. I was like, wait, what?
It's a bunch of procedurally generated landscapes.
I was like,
shit
so
gonna be trash.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think they've answered whether it's pre-generated or not. But
they said it was. They said it was procedurally generated.
Said it was.
Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Lady, you're treading on a mighty thin ice. Remember your Xbox ambassador.
Oh man.
Watch out.
Man. Look, listen. The real comes out. I can't help it. I'm sorry. That's why they love me, because I keep it real. They love me.
Your opinion. Be careful.
Oh man, I don't know. And then the what really pissed me off, or not really pissed me off, but just confused me, I guess, was that the transition when you land. Like there's no actual landing sequence. Like you can't see yourself land. They just kind of, it fades to black, and then all of a sudden you're on the planet.
They said you can land anywhere.
You can land anywhere. So how do I know that I'm landing where the fuck I picked?
You gonna select the spot and then you gonna wait for the animation.
I'll select the spot, wait for animation, then I'm there. But is that actually the location that I picked, or is that something that it's just somewhere you just put me? I don't know, because you transitioned. You just transitioned me to black, so I don't know. Like, am I at the spot that I picked? Who the fuck knows? That's weird, because because No Man's Sky has that, and that game been out forever. So I'm just like, why doesn't this game? Why doesn't Starfield have it? But I'm just being a pony, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I'm asking questions. It's cool.
You forgot you got the contract by Microsoft. Come on.
Oh man, listen, I can't. It's whatever.
Okay. That's what happened when people said, "Hey, Ghost, can you make it? Cause I really want to hear your opinion about the next topic, which is gonna be the final topic, which is called Call of Duty conversation. Can you make it? Can you join the conversation? Weeb, I forgot you, so go ahead. What's your thought?
Oh man.
Do you really feel like giving my thoughts now? Now that you forgot me. Yeah, Bethesda will get away with the shit. I know it's not going to improve because Microsoft is not going to pump money into them because they're keeping them separate, and Microsoft wouldn't know how to polish a turret if they.
Oh man,
Phil Spencer put one on Matt Booty's desk.
not like
Now
that. We
no. The only thing what I mean I at least I hope there's going to be diminishing return in terms of critic reviews that they are going to stop making excuses for Bethesda. Like, dude, we've seen plenty of massive open world RPGs that have way more polish than anything Bethesda has. So, I mean, yeah, again, the fans will obviously keep buying them. And look, I get it because I also, if I really enjoy a game or a franchise, right? I mean, I can look past bugs, etc. But Bethesda is pretty. For Bethesda, bugs are basically part of the experience. I guess it's a feature, it's not a bug. So
By the
yeah,
way, Nate, can you make Ghost have the ability to join? Because he can't join. And he's a panel member.
Did I not change this to everybody already?
I don't know, because he can't join.
As long as he's a panel member, he can join.
He is absolutely a panel member, I remember correctly. Let me look up. He's supposed to be a panel member.
yes, Ghost as a panel member. He has been here before.
Yeah.
He's in the general, just drag him.
Yeah, so I'm telling him to join general. Hey, there he is.
He is there.
Mr. Rose, can we make him a panel? Let me see, can we make him a panel member? Let me make Rose. You're a panel member now. Here you go. You're a panel member now. Sorry about that. I thought it was about to be a panel member. Let me now grab you. Why can't I fucking grab you? Is
oh
he...
man.
Hey, he joined. Hey, don't take it personal,
Yeah,
Ghost.
listen.
I'm trying to grab you to put you in the conversation.
Harassment. Oh man.
Man.
Welcome, Ghost. Long time not talking to.
I know, man. I know. Stacked.
Busy as fuck, eh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just got back from Uganda, so I'm home. Fucking tired.
Welcome home.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So the conversation is as follow. Microsoft buying Bethesda. Well, no, I want to ask you because you're a CEO of a and I want your take.
Yeah. Okay.
Retired.
Okay, so what I want to talk about is the situation with Microsoft, with PlayStation preventing Microsoft putting games in Game Pass, and also PlayStation admitting that they can't compete with Call of Duty IP. Was that smart thing to do from their end?
Yeah, I mean, what else are they supposed to say? I mean, if my competitor, if Aerotech Raytheon or another competitor of mine is trying to acquire, I don't know, another company or whatnot, it's my job, it's my company's job to sit there and paint them in the worst light to why this is, not competitive or not a good thing. So, Microsoft, Sony said a lot of just lawyer and corporate speak as far as, why they think this is, and of course they're going to emphasize or even overemphasize the importance of Call of Duty. I mean, what else are they supposed to say? Are they supposed to say, yeah, you know what, I'm not worried about it? You know what I'm saying? So, and also those questions, I think a lot of people didn't really read into it, but those are targeted specific questions. We don't know what the questions were. We just heard the responses, right? So the response was, we can speculate what the actual question was, but the response was, Microsoft and Call of Duty is this and it's its own, and there's some truth in that, but there's also some hyperbole and why it's a little grandstanding, and that's what a company is supposed to do. I don't. it is what it is. You know, I see it for what it is, and I think the timing and of course this is a lot of this is just one side of the fence. You know, making it worse along with gaming journalism and gaming media. Making it worse than what it seems. But this is what a publisher or a platform holder is supposed to say. Especially when something as big as Call of Duty is on the table like this. I don't know why. I don't understand why everyone's like, oh my God, it's all doom and gloom. But it's doom and gloom because it's Sony. You know what I'm saying? And so I would say the same thing. I would expound upon the point that whatever company is trying to do whatever this is why it's a detriment to me. This is why I don't think it's good. This is why it hurts our bottom dog. This is why it hurts. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha.
That's Sony's lawyers are doing their job.
Gotcha. Okay. The whip. I did you dirty for a second time. I apologize for that. Go ahead. What's your thought?
I don't remember anymore, dude.
That's on me. We were talking about how Bethesda might get a pass because of should they get a pass because they're now with Xbox.
I believe that was me. You forgot.
No. We were at Weeb, and then there is you. I didn't forget you, Viper.
No, Weeb gave his answer.
I really.
Mm-hmm.
I truly missed it because I was busy trying to pull in Ghost. Sorry about that, Weeb. Go ahead, Viper. What's your thought?
Well, here's the thing. What's the best case scenario? Now, Starfield is supposed to be they're trying to make it a flagship for the future for Xbox or Game Pass. I don't know, whichever one. What is the ceiling for this game?
The
ceiling. We know what the ceiling is for PlayStation. An excellent looking game. Ray tracing. It's in the form of Horizon and Ratchet. That's what their ceiling is. For Xbox and Bethesda, their ceiling is PlayStation's floor. So whenever there's bugs and shit like that, they get praised. They're like, "Oh, that's okay. It's Bethesda," but PlayStation that they get skull drugged for something like that. So Bethesda's ceiling is PlayStation's floor. That's it.
So basically, they're still stuck in last generation. Damn, that's disrespectful. But I will not disagree. Weep. I wanna still hear, despite the fact that you already said, I wanna still hear what you said because I'm curious about your opinion.
About Bethesda being buggy?
Yeah, precisely. Do you think they're gonna change that with the acquisition?
No. They could no longer be Bethesda, so I mean they can change
Okay, fine. You win. You win the comments for the night. It's over. Wrap it up. That was a good one. It is Bethesda. Fair point.
Todd would be out of a job if they had no more bugs.
Oh damn. Okay. Ghost. Do you think? Cause you play Bethesda games, right?
Yes.
So do you think they're gonna change because they're now owned by Microsoft? And do you think they're gonna polish their games better before releasing them?
So, let me put this in perspective, like without trying to like bash Microsoft, I guess. So, over the course of how many years we've seen what drop from Microsoft? We've seen, of course, their holy trinity of Halo and Forza and Gears, right? And those are can be some pretty good games, except for this Halo Infinite. But outside of that holy trinity, they've acquired studios like Bethesda, which of course they have a pedigree of making these huge, massive open world buggy messes. Microsoft what innovation could Microsoft bring to Bethesda that Bethesda already couldn't have did for themselves?
Money.
Okay, I mean Bethesda makes money.
Not that much. Apparently they were bleeding money before the acquisition happened. Their games were not doing numbers, apparently.
I mean, but here's the thing: they've never did numbers. I mean, other than your Skyrims and this and that, you got to realize like Skyrim sold 30 million over how many years, over how many consoles?
And there's also the Fallout franchise.
Fallout franchise over how many iterations, over how many generations, over how many platforms. What I'm saying is, other than when has throwing money ever been a solve all to problems, right?
Okay, so I think like this. Maybe you can disagree with me, but if let's say you give me money, and I'm working on a game, how about then with the money that you give me, I find the best program and you start using that program or something like that.
So by throwing money at it, you're going to find, or you're going to hire more talent, or are you going to hire better programmers?
But more like better equipment, better stuff, better like for example.
But part of the problem with what you're saying, right, Omar, is that their engine is already decided. So that's not going to change no matter how much money comes out.
Right. That's my point. Is that like Bethesda's been around for how long? And over all these different iterations and over all these different games and over all these different platforms, why are they still having a consistent problem with bugs and issues and lack of innovation and lack of moving forward, right? I mean, so my thing is, I would hope that Starfield does better, especially given the time but that's the thing. One second. Hold up. Hey girls, give me one second. I'll be in there in just a second.
Okay.
That's the one thing. Well, I'm back. That's the one thing is that all Microsoft can do is throw money at them, and what does that get you? I mean, you talk about better equipment, but I mean, we're not talking about some prehistoric, publisher that it's working on outdated stuff. They just do not have the imagination to move the forward. So I think what you're going to get when Starfield releases, it'll look good. It'll be expansive, but it'll be same clunky, same buggy. I mean, come on, Todd Harder is an established, known liar, and so Microsoft will give it a pass. You got to realize these guys have been starving for games, man. Like they don't give a damn what they're gonna play. They'll vote it for Game of the Year, and it'll be something, one other thing to throw in Sony's face. Oh, you ain't got Starfield. Look at this game, even though it'll be a mess. And just like my man said, when Horizon had its few issues, people wanted to drag it through the mud. When we had some frame drops on Ratchet and Clank, they threw it through the mud. But the simple fact is, nothing on the Xbox side looks as good as even Sony's worst studio.
I know. Like Days Gone, nothing could touch Days Gone. And Days Gone released a buggy mess.
A buggy mess, but still damn look,
Oh yeah, it looks amazing and it's a fantastic game. I loved it. I feel you.
Bethesda will get a pass from the Xbox community because they ain't got shit else. I mean, shit else to play, shit else to buy, shit else to, you know what I'm saying? And then you compile that with Game Pass. And the reason there's no pushback is because essentially, I guess they're getting it for free or they're getting it for $15. So when you create that narrative or when you create this value proposition, you cannot complain. You cannot badmouth. Let that shit. You can't. They won't. I mean, oh no. They won't.
According to Nate, people starting to complain now, but we will see.
No, not about Game Pass. They're complaining about the lack of quality games releasing.
Yeah. So, but they are happy with Game Pass. Gotcha.
Yeah, they look at those as two separate things.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, we've said it for a while now, since the beginning of this generation, and of course we get called toxic, we get called fanboys, we get called all type of stuff. but this is the end result. Like if you put, especially I would think Starfield's a big budget game. You know what I'm saying? When you start putting those big budget, you have to cut corners somewhere because you cannot. This is the same thing goes back to with Whoops. When they had Sean Layden and when Rockstar CEO and all these other people are telling you that you cannot put these big budget games on a service. We were going to find out real quick, like when that first Call of Duty starts dropping. Kill confirm is going to be delayed. Team deathmatch. I mean, you're going to start watering it down, and you got to make sacrifices, especially when it comes to the gameplay and the mechanics and stuff like that. When you try to squeeze big budget games into these services, and that's what's going to happen to look what happened to Halo. Look what happened to Halo. I mean, so, but that's will get a pass, especially when you don't have nothing else coming out. These dudes will be playing that bullshit, and some will complain, but the vast majority won't.
Gotcha. Okay. You're a COD player, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but Microsoft came out and said, okay, so how is COD popularity right now?
What do you mean?
Is it still popular as is it still as big as it used to be, or did it decline a little bit?
I mean, it depends on what aspect. I play multiplayer just because a lot of my friends play multiplayer. I don't play the Warzone just because I'm trash.
Oh, so you don't care about that one? Okay.
I mean, I do care. I'm just trash. And so,
oh, you're trash. Okay.
I'm trash at Warzone, or battle royale games. But as far as multiplayers, I mean, I have read somewhere that, of course, like they lost a ton of people.
Yeah, I think they lost 90% or something like that. But I also read that they're still making billion of money or something like that. So I don't know how that goes.
I mean, but you got to realize, though, what's the player base on a COD game? You know what I'm saying? Like the concurrent player base. I mean, so when you have whatever number it is, and they're still buying microtransactions, they're still buying skins, they're still buying, the battle passes. I mean, that's the beauty of a service game, right? Is that there's always a revenue stream within itself.
Gotcha. So Microsoft came out and said that they are not gonna remove Call of Duty from PlayStation because Call of Duty wouldn't survive without PlayStation. I kind of call bullshit on that.
What now?
I call bullshit on that because they didn't think twice from removing what's called Elder Scrolls and Fallout from PlayStation, and these are big games. So
okay, so look at the what do you mean, Elder Scrolls Online? So look at the concurrent player base on Elder Scrolls Online and Call of Duty.
Not Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls the franchise in general.
Okay, okay. Look, so real quick, Google lifetime or the lifetime sales of Elder Scrolls.
Wait a minute, second, sorry, Duto.
It's like what? 18, 19 million?
I'm looking up.
Elder Scrolls?
Yeah.
I think more. I think Skyrim did 30 million.
Yeah,
all right,
precisely.
So what's Elder Scrolls?
Skyrim is Elder Scrolls.
Okay, so 30 million lifetime over how many years?
Well, no, I think
remember,
Skyrim only did 30 million.
But remember, Elder Scrolls have also the Morrowind franchise as well, eh? They're combined.
Okay, so 30 million. Let's just use that number.
20 million, yeah.
Okay, 20 million, 30 million. All right. Each year. Hold up, these girls I'm about to whoop some ass. Hold up.
Yo, not a public ass whooping. Oh man. I love it.
Okay, so they're saying between what's
Oh, my
called
bad.
between from 2014 to 2021, first-person shooter series Call of Duty has generated approximately 400 million lifetime unit sales.
400 million. Well, and here's another fact: 43 or 44% of all COD gamers are on PlayStation. 25% are on Xbox. 28% are on PC, and the remaining, whatever that is on Nintendo. Yes.
Wait,
Call
Nintendo
of Duty.
exists?
Huh?
Call of Duty Nintendo exists?
I don't know. I don't play on Switch, but I.
What's it running on? On a toaster? I want to see that. I don't think Nintendo exists with Call of Duty.
Okay, so you have 42% of however many, each year there is a new Call of Duty that comes out, and 42% of all those players are on PlayStation. You make Call of Duty exclusive, there will be some turnover. There won't be as much as people think or people would like to believe. But let's just say, so you have, I don't know, the new Vanguard sold like 5 or 6 million. Okay, we'll just use that number. 42% of that's, I don't know, roughly, damn near 3 million. No. It's damn near like 1.8, 1.9 million. Come on, man. Let's do the math. Like, Xbox would shoot themselves all the way in the fucking ass.
It'd be detrimental to take it off, to be honest.
And like, it's a
multiplayer game. I mean, anyway, so like you need as many people as you can to get the player base.
So then you figure out the 25% of the player base that's on Xbox. Now of course you got to try and put it in a service, and there will be those guys that I buy my games, but most of them, and I'm going to be generous and say 65 to 75%, 70% aren't going to buy the game. So then that 25%, that number keeps shrinking. Xbox knows that they cannot take that off PlayStation. They know it. They kill them, so they kill that franchise. And those games are 100 to 150, almost sometimes 200 million to make. How do you recoup that money when you exclude a whole player base? See, it's different with Bethesda, right? Because the 30 million is over how many years? Almost 10. And how many consoles? And how many iterations of different anniversary editions, remasters, special editions?
Oh yeah, Skyrim is on a toaster right now.
Right, so that math, at least not to me, does not add up. I mean, and I'm a COD player, and so would you really think that people are gonna already complain about $70 games are now gonna go buy a $500 console, spend $180 a year just to play one game? It sounds good on Twitter, it sounds good on YouTube, but the reality is people ain't gonna do that. I mean, it's math, not magic, man, and that's just the reality I live in when crunching numbers. I don't know. I think Microsoft is very cognizant.
That's almost 50% of your revenue that you would essentially throw away if you made it exclusive. Like, that's crazy.
That's my second favorite comment of the day. It's math, not magic. Weep, what's your thought?
I think I already gave it.
Okay. Viper, because I know you need to leave, right? I'm sorry that the show is so long. I think he might already left. Okay. Link.
Sorry, hello. I'm here.
Oh,
Sorry,
you're here. Okay.
God damn it, this boom mic.
Dude, you still have one job. You're the audio man. You're supposed to have that shit on lock.
Well, I was just double and triple checking, make sure my shit was turned off because I was doing some inconspicuous shit. All right.
Go ahead.
If I'm having all the kids yelling in the background, I got a house full of girls, and then I got home.
Go ahead, Viper. What's your thought?
So we're talking about removal of COD from PlayStation.
Precisely.
Considering I don't play COD, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but
we don't care about it, both you and me. But I truly believed at first that Microsoft would lie, but after hearing the numbers, which apparently it generated around 400 million unit sales between 2014 and 2021. COD.
Well, same here. Same here. I thought it was going to be a bait and switch, but I'm convinced that they're not going to move it.
Me too. Yeah.
But it's just a matter of what is the quality. What is the quality going to be like? Really? That's what really matters. Because if the game is shit, like a lot of people I know, Persona Bar, they play Vanguard, but they don't really like it. So it's just a matter of if they can make a high quality COD moving forward.
Gotcha.
Can I say one last thing? Is
Go
that
ahead.
Microsoft has an employee policy as far as they do 18-month contract workers, right? And then you're off 6 months, and that's across the board as far as with Microsoft employees, like they're temporary workers. Now, I do not know if that same implementation is going to be with Activision or with Blizzard, but if that is so. If that is the case, because that was what 343 got into trouble with, or not trouble, but that's what the whole conversation around 343 was that we had to hire out temporary workers or contractual workers, and that's the reason why we're having so many problems because of Microsoft's 18-month contractual worker policy.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense.
What does that mean?
I didn't know
Can
that.
you explain that? What does that mean?
Okay, so 343, for example, that's what we know of, right? 343 employees, they employ hundreds and hundreds of temporary contractual workers. So that's 18 months. After that 18-month contract is up, they cannot work for 6 months, and then most people reapply.
That's stupid.
It's stupid, but
normal.
But that's kind of normal, from my understanding. All right.
That's a high turnover rate.
But that's the reason. That's Halo. That's the reason why there's no continuity. That's the reason why.
That's it. I think it's similar here, but the thing is, you need to. I think here in the Netherlands is like, I think you can extend like 3 times, and then you have to give either have to give an employee a contract, a basic fixed contract that they're an employee of the company, or you have to let them go and they have to wait X amount of time before you can rehire them as a contractor.
I know about that with WWE. There is, if you get fired or released, then there is 90-day or 60-day. You're not allowed to work anywhere else. But 6 months?
Yeah.
So not anywhere else, just at the same company.
So how does PlayStation almost like, not per se combat that, but more like get away from that?
PlayStation doesn't do it. That's a Microsoft thing.
Oh, no wonder they're are not doing well.
That explains a whole lot of shit.
That kind of explained a lot.
I mean, and even in different avenues of business, like with my line of work, you know what I'm saying? Like, my guys we do a year contract, okay? And then if you're a field agent or if you're a field contractor, like, no matter what, you have to be off 6 months, okay? And in that 6 months, you have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops as far as doing, training. You have to do, psych eval, mental evaluations. You have to see,
but you're still getting paid?
Now my guys are still getting paid, yes, but
Okay.
I don't know, but that's my line of work because
Yeah,
it's a
but
lot
I
more.
don't
You know what I
believe
mean?
Microsoft still paying
No,
them.
no.
Yeah, but
Otherwise,
Here's the
we
thing.
would
But
not be
my guys
seeing
are also getting. My
yeah,
guys
but
are
that,
also
that,
getting benefits.
1%
that
1% time, please. What did you say, Nate?
and they didn't say anything.
Oh, who said that then? It sounded like Nate.
No,
No, I was saying that my guys receive, healthcare benefits and stuff like that, right?
Oh,
Whereas
okay.
the reason what Microsoft does is so that they don't have to pay you healthcare benefits and the likes. And so when you
That's
have that
true.
high turnover, now I do not know if when Microsoft acquires Activision or even with the Bethesda team, I don't know if that's what's happening, but that's Microsoft's policy. And that's why 3v3 is in the shitter like it is, because they cannot keep no one, and that's why they got to go ask for help, and that's why there was reports of some Russian developers helping. I mean, like it's a shit show over there, man. And if that happens to Activision, first of all, and that's one of the big reasons why those guys are trying to unionize over there. You know what I'm saying? Because shit is it's crazy, but that's with what Viper Reaper said. That's the quality. If that happens, oh man, you're gonna get piecemeal Call of Duty. Piecemeal.
I'm looking forward to that. Sorry guys, but I want that because I said it before when we were talking. I don't believe in day and date. I absolutely don't. So
That's also the thing with Bethesda, right? That they that's why they often don't need to change. They don't need to polish their products because now they can just use Game Pass as an excuse. Because basically, what Game Pass does is make every single game a game as a service. Because you could say, "Oh, it's in Game Pass, so it's for free. Doesn't matter if the game is incomplete or unfinished. We will fix it later, or we don't."
people eating it up. We've seen it with CFC. We've seen it with State of Decay 2. We've seen it with Halo. I'm betting money. If anyone wanna bet, we're gonna definitely see it with. I don't bet. I never bet. Heck, bet is forbidden in my religion. But I truly believe Starfield is gonna come out broken. I'm finished.
Oh yeah, I said a year and a half ago. I said mark this date on Thrashes and Six Podcast. Starfield is gonna come out piecemealed and cut up and chopped and screwed, just like Halo.
No, it's gonna come even worse. We're gonna see it with recycled animation and stuff like that. Because remember, this is not Fallout. So this is what I'm talking about. This is why I harped on Elden Ring. Elden Ring is not Dark Soul. So you're supposed to have a different animation. You're supposed to have different combat, different style, stuff like that. We're gonna see that now with what's called what is the name of the game? Starfield. Like for example, Days Gone, the developer for Days Gone, Sony Band, they made Days Gone. I'm not expecting their next game to ever look like Days Gone or play the same as Days Gone or have the same animation. It's not the same game. It shouldn't have the same animation. If your game is Mario or even Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West, it's okay to have the same animation because it's literally the same game. Welcome to next gen. But if your game called Dark Souls and you go from Dark Souls to Elden Ring, you're supposed to bring a new game. Same with Fallout. You go from Fallout to what's called Starfield. Am I wrong here with this one? Hello? Anyone? Anyone hear me?
No, I'm kidding. We hear you. I'm fucking with you.
For a second I thought my Discord is acting up. Because Discord is on top action. He's leaving. It's over. We're gonna never get him back. I wanted to ask him about the Twitch, but I'm like, let me wait.
Too late.
I believe he's not gonna release what's called send it right now because he's so busy. I think he's gonna be able to send it after he retires. That's when he can able to focus. Okay. What's your thought on the conversation? I told you, he left. It's over.
I mean, I agree with everybody else.
Oh, so you're
you're
basically staying in your lane.
what?
You're basically staying in your lane. I had to do that. Don't hit me.
I mean, if it's the right lane, it's the lane I should stay in then.
Gotcha. Okay. I shout out to Ghost. Like, this is why I wanted him here. Because Ghost is the number guy. I know Innate and Weave are the number guys as well, but I had absolutely no idea how massive Call of Duty was. I knew the name, I knew the quote-unquote big IP, but 400 million? Like, that's gross. That's dirty.
It's
Like, 400. Yo, Beeb, did you ever think that the number was that high? At the Weeb, I think it's. Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, did you ever think that Call of Duty numbers were that high? 400 mil?
Yeah, I know. I mean, Call of Duty is a monster of a franchise.
So, am I the only one that was oblivious of how big Call of Duty was?
Probably.
Yeah. Actually,
one person at a time, please. Viper.
I always knew that Call of Duty was big, but I didn't know it was 400 mil big. I thought it was like maybe 150.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That like me and Weep, we are the same wavelength. Link. Did you know how that Call of Duty was that big? Okay, he's busy. Innate, what did you want to say?
I mean, that's not surprising at all. Like I didn't. No, I was just saying. Like you.
But did you know that?
Absolutely. I've been playing Call of Duty since Modern Warfare.
Okay. Yeah, you said that. You said that. But
I knew it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Thank you, Link.
Because you got to think like how long the game has been out, and the lifetime sale of the series has been very popular. So I could figure that.
Gotcha. And that's an eye-opener and a half for me. Because for me, I was on the fence of believing what Microsoft said. Because I'm like, you're a $1 trillion company, you're gonna survive. But if PlayStation bring up that much sales with their numbers, like, nah, dude. You would literally cut almost more than half of your revenue. What was the sale? What was the number of people that play on PlayStation? 40% or something like that?
PlayStation is the dominant platform, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's way higher.
So that's what I'm talking about.
But like the amount of money this franchise generates is ridiculous, right?
I mean, yeah.
425 million lifetime, but they also confirmed 650 million users worldwide on Call of Duty Mobile since 2019.
Not to mention the fucking microtransactions.
Well, yeah, that's counting that.
I don't. They're not counting that.
Has done
they're
30
just
billion.
When come to 400 mil, when come to 400 mil, they counted the microtransaction or they didn't?
No, that 425 million is lifetime sales.
Yeah,
of the franchise. That's it. That's not including. That's not it. In the 30 billion revenue is not counting the microtransactions. That is just on sales.
That's dirty. That's like, I'm sorry, Microsoft. That's a power move to acquire them.
Yeah, but that's why PlayStation said they can't build something. Now do you understand why I called it an entity? The thing, the name Call of Duty can't be exceeded. Like, that's the problem. It's not that PlayStation could definitely, anyone else can design a game like Call of Duty, but it's not Call of Duty.
Believe me or not, I truly believed with PlayStation working with the original creator of Call of Duty and with the IP owning of Destiny. I truly believe PlayStation would be able to almost like move away from Call of Duty. But
who's to say that they can't? I mean, what does the future hold?
I mean, people like Body and Persona have showed me, no matter how bad the game look, no matter how much they say, true. I doubt that I'm gonna get it, or this Call of Duty, I'm not getting it. Day one, they are on it.
Yeah, but you also got to think about all things must die eventually. So it might not be 6 years from now. It might be when I'm dead and gone. But Call of Duty can't last forever.
I mean, nothing lasts forever if that's the conversation we're talking about, and that's an unfair conversation. We're not doing that, Piper. No.
Yeah, I don't see any original IP.
Yeah,
from
precisely.
Sony taking over like the way Call of Duty did. Call of Duty was just its own thing. Just like, there are copies of other games, phenomena. There's copies of people trying to copy Fortnite, and they can't, it'll be almost a 1-to-1, but
no,
you can never pull off or pull that fan base away from the OG game. Like, it's just...
Definitely not this generation.
Multiverse might now rival Fortnite if it stays like that. Multiverse is doing something well. Well, I know Fortnite is big, but
Multiverse is not even in the same league. It might be like, you see it amongst your friends on Twitter, but no. I don't even like Fortnite, but no.
Multiverse is irrelevant compared to Fortnite.
Yeah, nah. Fortnite will put one tweet about a random character they're adding and get like 100,000 likes within 5 minutes.
Mrs. Luca over here wanna play Fortnite because of Goku.
Yeah, they're adding Dragon Ball Z.
They know what they're doing. That's why they made the collab.
I would never.
Every season is a whole fucking event. Like,
Let me ask you the question, and raise your hand if you want. Who played Fortnite? My hand is not raised. I never played Fortnite.
And Nate plays it, religiously.
I played Fortnite from the very beginning.
Okay. Oh, you mean the OG Fortnite? That doesn't count.
He still plays it.
I mean, all of it. I still.
Oh, you played? Okay, gotcha.
I played it yesterday.
That's dirty. Go take a shower. We don't have it over here. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Kay don't play nothing competitive.
I mean, maybe with her kid, because she loves gaming, and I think her kid play Fortnite. I'm not sure.
I've never seen her play Fortnite, but
Link.
Maybe.
Okay, Link.
Absolutely not. I tried it for about 10 minutes. It's garbage.
Nah,
so
you
I
tried.
Don't like
you tried it. That count.
I tried it. I don't like it.
Nah, you tried it. That's the fact that you tried it. Now, stay in your lane. Morgan.
Same. I tried it.
Okay, stay in your lane.
Played it with friends, got shot, and they were like, I was like, okay, when am I reloading? And I'm like, they're like, oh, you can't come back until the match is over. I was like, what? Oh, no. I'm out.
Oh, shit.
I'm out.
Okay. Link, I mean, Weeb.
I wouldn't be caught dead playing Fortnite.
Thank you! Shout out to you! Shout out to you! Shout out to you! Make Weeb a moderator right now! Oh wait,
Why you
he's already a
hating?
mod.
why you a professional hater, Omar?
Because Fortnite.
Like
Fortnite
90%, like 90% of the people you fuck with on Twitter play Fortnite, right?
No, because Fortnite is the root of all evil. If not for,
damn.
No, real talk though. If not for Fortnite, microtransactions and loot boxes would have never blown up that big.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that because they was plenty big before that. Because they don't have loot boxes. They've never had loot boxes.
They have microtransactions.
Honestly, Fortnite is one of the better games when it comes to microtransactions and,
but they used to.
And stuff like that.
They used to. When they used
No, I mean they still have them, but I'm saying they're one of the better games because none of their microtransactions implement it has nothing to do with gameplay. It's all cosmetics. So.
Yeah, but still, it's also they created the whole FOMO mentality.
See, but they did it. They did it in the right way, the way it should have been done.
Right way or not, and now you have companies abuse it. That's why I said they are the cause of the root of all evil.
I don't know about the cause, but
the root. They are the originated. Which is why
it would have been some game if not them. Come on.
Well, I've played mobile games before Fortnite. I even hate saying the goddamn word.
Yeah, mobile games are horrible. I know.
Yeah, and I used to play these card battle games where you'd buy these battle packs. And unless you was buying 6 battle packs a day, you really wasn't, affecting or beating anybody that day. I've never touched the game. I actually shuddered at the thought when I was writing the timestamp and whoops, because they had to talk about it. I try not to even utter it out of my lips.
Damn.
Why y'all like this with Fortnite? I mean, I don't like it, but damn.
For you to not even focus on whoops like that. Nah. Oh, wow. Ouch. So, me, Weeb, and Viper, we take the throne. Viper should be a mod right now. Oh, he is already a mod. So gonna make him an admin. Weeb.
You're so extra right now.
Nah, I'm extra because I am proud of
promoted this man based on the hate of Fortnite. I can't.
You don't play no competitive games, so you wouldn't.
Nah, hey! I played Ghost of Tsushima Legend. Sit down,
nigga. That is not a competitive multiplayer game.
Now he know exactly what he's saying.
I knew exactly what I said.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima Legend. So sit down.
You can't even do that because when I tried to say Legends was multiplayer, you were like, "No, Morgan, that's not the same." No.
No.
I don't want to hear that. Because I tried to count that as multiplayer and you dismissed me immediately. You were like, "No, Legends is not a multiplayer. It's you try to break it down with me and what it was."
I think. I think I'm saying no because they didn't update it. That's why.
Right. Okay.
Oh my god!
So I've never tried to play Fortnite. Never.
Yay!
Oh man!
Welcome to the group. Welcome to the group. We have coffee. We have tea. We have cookies. We have a balloon for your daughter. Welcome.
Oh my god!
Also, we have a
feelings, Omar. It sounds like you hurt some feelings pretty bad, Omar.
Also, we have a book called How to Tame Your Leg. Best book ever.
Oh, man.
I will never drop that. I like that. No, but this was a fantastic conversation. We spent more than 1 hour just talking about what we play, which that's how it should be. And then we covered the news. And we went 3 hours. Great conversation.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up. I need to get back to my cult. Okay, I got some leading to do.
I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure your cult is already dead now by now.
Why would you put that in the atmosphere? Okay.
Yeah.
My cult is strong. All right, they're not gonna die until I hand them that Kool-Aid.
Morgan, you're gonna have to name one of your followers after Omar now.
Oh, I am. He's gonna be the first one sacrificed too.
Hey Morgan, quick question: is it real live over time for your village, or is it only in game?
It doesn't progress while while the game is off. Thank God, because they would fucking die. Because the only way they can eat is if I make the food. Like the villagers can't make it themselves. So like if I had the game off for like a couple days and with no food, them motherfuckers would die.
Yeah, if it was real time, I don't think that game would be even allowed. Cause you're gonna fuck up a lot of people's life with that. If it's really real life. Like what I mean by that, if every second the game is turned off, it was happened with what's called Death Stranding was real life. Like for example,
the deterioration of the shit that you put up. Yeah.
Was real life, whether you log in or not.
No, that was real time.
Yeah, precisely. But that was almost like inconsequential compared to, for example, with what's called Cult of the Lamb, where you literally need to rely on your cult members to progress.
Yeah, true.
Oh.
Yeah, I went back to Platinum the expansion for Death Stranding.
Oh,
and
okay.
Everything that I built, every single thing was rusty and deteriorated.
Yeah,
I hadn't touched it in like a year and a half.
That's why I'm dreading to go back to play the DLC, because I know for a fact everything's gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, I was so pissed because I knew for a fact I had the perfect zipline set up, and
Dude,
all them things were down. I was
know,
like, damn.
I know,
I gotta start over.
Me. I know all about that, trust me. I have enough minerals to fix that, I think, but
that's a lot of running back and forth, though.
I need to fix the road. I need to fix the zip line.
I think you might be underestimating how much the roads take. Because like when I did them shits, like I got so many thank yous because people were like, "Oh my god, how did you make all these roads?"
Yeah,
because I literally made the road from like the all the way north city all the way to the south.
Yeah.
Me too.
I just got tired of it.
I built every
I did
road.
it majority by myself, and people were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I know. I did that by myself. Some people paid in, but for the most part, I was the only one doing it.
Wait, have y'all ever took note of what you needed? You went to go grab it, and you came back, and somebody already put that shit in.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep, that's what I like about the game. And what I hated is I wanna give that person a prop when he or she helped me during a boss fight with a blood bag or ammo and weapon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, lady, or guy, I can't give you a like because I'm literally fighting an enemy, a boss now.
That's why I feel like I didn't play that game right, because I was really selfish. I didn't really give that much.
Nah,
I kind of did the opposite of what Kojima designed this game for, to be a community supportive kind of thing.
I was
just like, I need all the shit.
I was selfish too. If you go to my to my bunker, I have so many minerals and so many stuff that I
could donate some of this, but I'm like, nah.
I literally couldn't keep it. I had to separate it to a different place now. So
I was selfish until I had no more room to put shit.
Precisely.
You see, like I'm just like, damn, what's wrong with my heart? Like I'm just.
That's how it happened with me.
Get it together. I'm supposed to be out here spreading love and stuff. I'm like, nah. I need all these minerals, all these materials.
Precisely. And even after I robbed the mules. I'm like, if I'm finding something on the street, I'm taking it. Sorry. Screw you, whoever needs it.
You know how much. Like, I didn't have a weapon. I had to brawl hand-to-hand combat with these motherfuckers. Like, yeah, I'm keeping all this.
Oh, yeah. I also made sure to never use a weapon on them because I never wanted to kill any of them. And I mostly used the sticky gun.
The zip line, the rope shit.
The sticky gun. The sticky gun and the electricity that put them to bed.
I was like, why the hell would they give us an option to kill them? I was like, I'm not doing that.
No, I didn't want to kill because if you
kill, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to either. I was like, why would that be an option? I'm not killing them.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like,
the game gets really messy if you just willy nilly kill a bunch of people. It gets
you
real messy
can't.
real
You
fast.
can't survive. Well, I really wish that what's called the explosion that happened afterward would. So, final topic. Very quick for the people
I
that
already knew this
played,
wasn't going to be the final topic. This man stay lying. All right.
for the people that played Death Stranding. I believe Death Stranding should have had a one save file. That's it. You shouldn't have been able to what's called load your save. I think by giving the ability of load save, you can save come all day every day. Like for example, if you drive and your shit get wet and you arrive before you give them to your employees, all you need to do is what's called to spray them and give it to them brand new. But if you
That's what I do.
but if you're on the road and you just saved and you are driving and then you fall, all you need to do is you reload your save and you're back where you was on the road.
Well,
Yeah.
at the very least, they could have put a permadeath mode. If that's
Not
what you're looking
Oh,
for.
man.
Not permadeath mode, but
So
more
what
like
you saying is you want us to start all the way over if we die?
not permadeath mode, but perma damage mode. That would have been better.
That sounds. Yeah, you just being a hater today. What's up with that? No.
I think
Like that happened to me. Like
would have-
I ran too hard down a hill, and this motherfucker Sam tripped all the way down, destroyed
I
half
know.
of my shit, and I was
I
like,
know.
"Yo,
I know.
I reloaded
I
that
know.
save so fast."
I glitch on what's called on a ladder and I fell down. Trust me, I played Death Stranding.
And I
know the
reloaded that
experience.
bitch with the quickness. Thankfully, the funny thing is I had just saved like 30 seconds prior, so it was all good. I was back at the
Precisely.
top. I was like, "Yeah, nice."
Like I saved come so much with Death Stranding, with
I
Last
wish
of
that
Us.
shit would have me start all the way back at the beginning of my journey. I would have turned that bitch off. I'm like, nope.
Man, I see an ounce of orange flash on my shit. I'm resetting it.
Oh man, that shit. The anxiety I get when I see
That's-
that shit.
That's
That little
what I play.
thing that goes off. I'm like, oh hell no! I start running both hands on my backpack full speed.
That's how I play my game.
Oh
Perfectionist.
shit! I'm like, where are they at? Where are they at?
Yeah, that's how I play my game. Perfectionist. If I fuck up one single mistake, and I literally have 99 potions. I swear, I'm not joking. If I use one single ether or potion and I win I kill a boss or my teammate dies, I'm like, I don't feel like I end the win. Maybe I should reload the save file. And I have the money to buy another potion, and my teammate dying doesn't mean anything. It's just that pride in me.
It's that true gamer vibes when you just keep everything just in case of emergency.
Precisely.
But when the emergency
Precisely.
comes, you never actually use it.
That's
The
me.
emergency is always the final boss of the game.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I know I need to save this for something, and I'll be sitting here dying like, damn, I can use it right now, but no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to save it. I'm going to save it.
Even
And then I
at
never
the
use it.
final
Game's
boss,
over. I'm like, damn, I
you
ain't
don't
use shit.
use it. Even at the final boss, you don't use it.
True.
Oh my
True.
god. That,
Like, you never know. Just keep it. Just keep it.
you
Stacked.
never know. Maybe there's a secret boss. You never know. Keep it.
Every journey, I think I had two on Death Stranding. I had like 2 container sprays, 2 2 guns. Like then I had the grenade pouch, so I had like four grenades on my back. Like then I had like the hermetic grenades or whatever. And then I had like a bunch of extra stuff. Like I made sure to have 2 ladders, two ropes,
2
like.
PC.
Yes, like I
Death
had an
Stranding-
extra, the extra boots. Like,
Oh, yeah.
these strapped. Like,
Death Stranding
Be-
biggest issue was the
yeah,
fucking...
I ended up having so much weight on my back. I'm just like, God.
Oh
damn.
yeah. Death
I refuse to get
Stranding
rid of anything.
Death Stranding biggest issue for me was the bandwidth.
Oh yeah, that was a very limiting. Yeah.
That's my biggest issue because I never knew back then. Only when for me, I always went out to the road with a generator. I never
Oh yeah. I'd always take a what was it called, the PCC thing.
always no, not
I always had
PC.
like 2 of them bitches, just in case I had to
Oh,
make like a bridge or a generator.
damn. No, no.
Or
Yeah, you know what was annoying is that people don't know how to build zip lines.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay, I will say I wasn't selfish. I made a couple of those, so I did
Me
do
too.
some community work.
Yeah. But I
I'm like, you know
always-
what?
There were other people build a zip line, and they were always just out of
It's-
range.
Yeah, it was one that was out of range. I'm like, why the hell did you put that right there? Like, what?
I saw that one. Yeah, I'm like, why are you here?
Can't reach
Why
it. I'm
do
like,
you
I'm trying to put another zip line, and I'm like, it's not even connected.
Always planning it like I had to place it so that it was on top of a hill, so the
Clear line. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go anywhere I want.
Exactly.
I had
one that zipped like right over a damn base of them motherfuckers.
Oh yeah,
It was beautiful.
I had a zip line that went 2 ways. Went to the mountain and went to all the way to the 2 what's called bases.
Two, Omar, you need that zip line to go 4, 5, 6 different ways. What do you mean 2?
Dude, what I mean by 2, dude, I didn't have enough bandwidth. I didn't have enough bandwidth. Like I built a lot of bridges, but also I built a lot, and I mean a lot of generators. Every single bait I come to, I place one generator, or maybe sometimes 2, if because the first one out of reach or something like that.
I always had plenty of bandwidth because I used other people's motorcycles, generators, lookout posts. I saved all my bandwidth for zip lines and roads.
I really wish you could have enough bandwidth, because that bandwidth was always an issue at some point, especially when I wanted to build a large version of a zip line.
Hey, Omar, you did know that once you build something, if you needed that bandwidth later, you could tear it down.
Yeah, but then I need to go to the place where it is and tear it down.
That's true. It's definitely true.
Also,
actually, no. They made a change in the update. They made a change. You could tear it down from the menu.
Yeah, you can do it from the map.
Clap, 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 clap. Fuck you, Kojima. This should have been in the game day 1. Fuck you for that one. That's dirty.
Oh man! Did anybody ever use the updates in the newer? I mean, that's the first one I played. So
use the what?
Like the what was it? Like the rocket boost or like the boot thing?
Oh yeah, the new stuff.
Yeah.
Remember when people hated on Death Stranding?
Do I remember when people hated on Death Stranding?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still hate on Death Stranding. What do you mean?
I mean,
they hated on until it came to PC. Then suddenly everybody loved it.
Right. Oh my god, this is such a great.
Buddy bot. I used the Buddy bot. The Buddy bot is some fun shit, but I didn't use the rocket.
I didn't use the one that you attach. Oh, one that follows you.
Yeah.
See, I didn't want to use that because I was like, I don't know if I got to climb mountains and shit, and this motherfucker gonna trip. I already know. Like he gonna stumble up, or if I gotta use a ladder.
If you can walk on it, he can walk on it. But if you gotta pull yourself up a rope or something like that, you're gonna have to find an alternative.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't want to be limited by that motherfucker. Like that's why I like the crate better that you attach to.
That's true. I like the crate too.
Anyone fought the big BT? I'm not talking about a boss, but more like just a golden BT. A golden, what's called? You know the ghost?
Yeah, I know.
There is a golden or a red version that's hard to kill.
Sir, I tried to avoid BTs at all possible measures. Like no. Like my anxiety is not set up to just suddenly fight giant monsters.
I feel you. The issue with BTs is when you want to farm them, they literally engulf your entire what's called everything that you have.
As soon as it started fucking raining, I was like, oh, looks like I gotta find another route.
So what my plan was, what my plan is then, and this is for anyone that wanna go and play Death Stranding. make sure.
Damn, I want to play that over again now.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
make sure you have a truck full with everything that you want, and place it on a bridge. When it's on a bridge, the goo will not be able to get to it. Just and if you want something to be prioritized, place it on your body. Like for example, blood bag or a gun. Place it on your body. Then even when you get engulfed, you're not gonna lose it. Yeah,
right.
precisely.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way when that motherfucker knocked me on my feet. I was like, "Oh my shit! Oh no!"
Yeah, I'm like I was with a lot of cargo with my bike, and I got attacked by a BT. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fuck it
Yeah,
up.
knock everything off that damn
No
bike.
fuss, no fuss, no muss. And all my sudden, critical condition. Like, excuse fucking me? Just because I got engulfed, you're gonna engulf my shit as well? And make it critical? And because when it's critical, then it loses its value.
Yep.
Then I cannot, and yeah. I'm
Yep,
sorry.
my favorite is when you're walking through, the rain, the thing pops up, the rain starts coming down. You're like, all right, maybe I need to find another route. But then you're like, no, I can get through this. Or you have a mission where you have to go through that, and and you start creeping through the shit, and then all of a sudden, one is just right next to you, you just fucking haul ass.
Man, like I would have the little grenade, the blood grenade on me. I'd just be hitting the motherfuckers. Like as soon as I saw one,
the blood grenade. I didn't make too much use of that. Most of them held my breath in. Also,
I held my breath and just walked mostly.
I always had a few spray container in case I need to spray my shit before releasing it.
Quick question: when you got the knife to cut the umbilical cord later in the game, did you still use the blood bags, or did you go try to cut the umbilicals?
If they were a little farther away, I would just throw a grenade. But if they're close, I just cut the umbilical.
Yeah,
that's the easiest way.
Yeah, the bolo gun.
I wanna.
You said what?
I wanna.
I use a bolo gun for. BT.
Oh, the bolo gun. The bolo gun.
Yeah, that was pretty much.
That was good too.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for this conversation. It went literally 30 minutes.
Just
talking gaming. I apologize so much.
Oops.
How dare you talk about gaming on the gaming podcast?
I'm so used to just podcasting and talk because for me, the gaming part is always at the start. So after that, it's supposed to be news only. But we're so much of a fucking gamers. We're like, we start one conversation then go to the next. And most of us, we play the same game, so we have the same experience. So we're gonna share our experience. But yeah, stay, shout out to you. Everyone is doing just fine, as you can see. We're talking gaming. Feel free to listen back and give us your feedback. And with that being said, anyone have anything that they want to talk about? About how Kay need to stay in her lane, or we getting the perfect quote for the week or month even.
Are you talking about Bugmaster?
I was Bugmaster. That was a good one. I like that. And then Ghost with the second best quote. It's rocket. It's science, not magic. It's numbers, not magic, or something like that. So shout out to both, and this was a fantastic conversation. But clearly, no one has anything else to add. Let's get into our outros. Weeb, where people can find you?
You can find me on Twitter as the Weep Sheriff, at Infant Rhizome, and on YouTube as Weep Sheriff or Blue Rhizome. And Other Nation.
Gotcha. Morgan, Mrs. Colt, where people can find you?
Nowhere.
I think she is already naming me and preparing to sacrifice me.
Oh, my bad.
Nah,
I want to wait for like
there
5
is no
seconds.
bad. We know you're preparing to sacrificing me.
I mean, that is
The
true.
lamb
That
is
is true,
created
though.
already.
I am going to make one. I'll make sure to record it when I sacrifice you, though.
I knew that was gonna happen. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So where people
Everybody,
can find you?
it's Morgan, aka Chill Bandit. You can find me on Twitter as always. Thanks everybody for coming through the panel, the chat. Great conversation as always, and see you guys next Saturday.
Yes, it was a great conversation. So far I know there was no new Lady Night episode, right?
No.
Yeah, thought so. Okay, where people can find you? Okay, Shorty is busy. Viper, where people can find you?
I can be found at on YouTube, Viper Reap, Twitter, Reap Viper, doing my gaming thing.
Always,
Thanks to the chat panel, Omar. Shout to Link and Strick for coming through. But yeah, and I'm slithering back in my corner.
I love that ending, slithering back. Also, shout out to to whoever did your profile picture. That shit looks sexy.
It's nice. I like it. It was a pain in the ass, but I like it.
Why pain in the ass?
The working behind the scenes was a pain in the ass.
Okay, I wanna hear about that after the call.
Yeah,
the show.
I can do that.
What? Nate, where people find you? Having better internet, I hope. Okay.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Hey, Kay.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Haley1103. We need more authors to combat the menace that is Maple.
Thank you for coming through, Kay, because I know you're busy as fuck. You can find Innate at The Real Innate on Twitter. And as for me, people can find me in Karab_Shihab on Twitter. And Anime Quad every Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on here. And Vitamin G Podcast every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to the members, shout out to chat. This was such a fantastic conversation talking with gamers, and I always appreciate genuine gamers. That being said, see you next week.